Hello, hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I am the Dungeon Master for our campaign, The Tyranny of Dragons. However, this campaign is all about the players, who will introduce themselves and their characters shortly. But before they do, we have a guest joining us tonight. Say hello, everybody, to Ali.
Hello! Hi!
Ali is joining us for this session and hopefully a few more, hopefully a lot more. She will be introducing her character organically as the session goes on, but do you want to, you can say hi if there's anything you want to say to anyone who might be listening, Ali.
Hello! First time ever doing this. Nice to meet everybody.
That was all of us 8 months ago, so you're not far behind us. And I think after this one, you're going to find that you get a bit of a thirst for it. It becomes a bit of an addiction, or at least it is for me. It's become a massive addiction for me. But yes, let's have everyone introduce themselves and their characters really quickly.
It's me.
Starting with Claire. Yes.
I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who is a Dragonborn sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon, and also half blue eye, half nothing eye now. In a dramatic turn of events, she no longer has her right red eye, and we will see what happens about that today. She's also heavily involved in this cult business, being sought after by the bad guys. But she's managing to hold her own, and she's finding out what her inner power is. That is Mira.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, hi guys, I'm Andrew. I'm playing Azure Lightheart. I'm very keen to find out why Mira only has one eye. I apologise for being MIA. I just had a brand new newborn enter the world. So we just got one more listener, which is super exciting.
The youngest member of the Lost Archives.
Yeah, the youngest listener we have. I'm playing Azure Lightheart, protector Aasimar monk, so our resident good guy and general ass kicker, and super keen to find out what happens today.
Okay.
You go, Joe.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll just go. Okay, guys, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Illyrian Whisperwind for now. I'm not going to spoil things unless one of our, just make sure our new party member might not be aware of, depending on whether or not they've actually looked into the podcast recently. So I think I might keep my character a bit of a secret at the moment, just to see to get a bit more of a reaction. But for the podcast listeners at home, the regular ones, they should know who I am. So yes, I'm Illyrian Whisperwind the Bard.
Absolutely. And Michael, say hi, but don't worry about introducing Talari.
Okay. Well, Talari's still around. He hasn't died or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I am currently playing Talari Fleetfoot. So he is a Tabaxi monk who's just been following the path that life has laid before him. So we'll see where that path takes him tonight.
Absolutely. Well, it has been a bit of a journey. We started this podcast way back in the midst of COVID lockdowns, and during that time we have been playing through the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. The first half of the campaign, the Horde of the Dragon Queen, is now complete as of last episode. We have finished with the Horde of the Dragon Queen, which means we are now on to the Rise of Tiamat. And I thought tonight we could use this as a chance to just do a little bit of a recap of what's happened in that time. Now, the Tempest Adventuring Guild, our lovely adventuring party, have accomplished much in their time together. Formed by Mira, Azure, Wiltix and Emmerich back in the merchant city of Oxenfurt, the group came face to face with a grave threat on their very first assignment. An ancient cult with new purpose called the Order of the Dragon had been raiding nearby settlements and towns for gold and treasure in their efforts to accumulate wealth and power for some unknown goal. This raiding party was led by a blue Dragonborn called Langdedrosa, a figure from Mira's past. After thwarting their efforts to completely destroy the town of Greennest, the party travelled to a hidden encampment and rescued Azure's brother Leosin from the cult's clutches. The camp also hid a secret hatchery, which the party raided for wealth and 3 dragon eggs. During this time, the party were able to convince Langdodrosa to abandon the cult and reveal to the party the location of where the cult was sending all this treasure they were raiding, which turned out to be an abandoned castle in a swamp called Castle Niratar. On their way to this castle, Emmerich decided to make his own way in the world and left the party, soon to be replaced by a member of the Harpers, an organisation of bard spies called Jin, Illyrian Whisperwood. The party travelled to Castle Niratar, coming across another new member, a tabaxi known as Talari, who Jin had actually known from his past. Travelling into the swamp castle, they were able to infiltrate the ranks of the cult, killing and replacing the leader of the castle, one Borngray, before heading through an ancient portal device to a snowy mountaintop. Once they arrived there, they discovered a hunting lodge, manned by a prominent member of the cult known as Talus the White, who formed an alliance with who she thought was Borngray and his guards, giving them the mission of killing the current bearer of the White Dragon Mask and bringing it to her, and in return she would help Borngray acquire the Black Dragon Mask. The party travelled across the mountaintops and arrived at a sky giant's castle that had been taken over by the cult, known as Skyreach. Maintaining their disguise, they were able to infiltrate this sky castle, travelling through under the pretense of investigating spies and infiltrators from the Harpers. There they encountered some red wizards of the Thay, one who they recognised from their time back in the settlement of Greennest, and another they did not know. Able to fool them, they were exempt from combat and headed up to the top layers to interact with Resmir, the Black Dragon Mask Bearer, a large black Dragonborn, who gave them permission and free reign of the castle. After encountering a vampire hidden in an old tower, some storm elementals, and a clockwork dragon guarding the main control matrix that powers the castle, the party have been able to successfully chase off the Resmir and the white dragon guarding the horde that had been accumulated. We left the party after a horrific injury had been sustained by Mira down in the control room. As a result of the damage dealt by the clockwork dragon, Mira is currently missing one of her eyes. The chamber where you all stand is empty. The large device which had been used for communication has powered down after Illyrian disguised as Resmir came around the corner. All of you are standing in front of this large, now powered down device. The horde that had been accumulated and managed by this large white dragon, Glazhael, stands before you, unguarded, yours for the taking. Now, we started to go through some of what is there, and I've put that up in the chat as well. If you scroll through the chat, you'll be able to see what was there originally. But just to remind you, there were 500,000 copper pieces, 100,000 silver pieces, 5,000 gold pieces, a frozen chest containing items of which you do not know, a frozen potion of some sort of gaseous liquid, a longsword that looks to be magical, a longbow that looks to be magical, some leather armor that looks to be magical, and some braces that look to be magical. But we're actually... Shotguns the braces. But we're actually not going to start with the three of you. Instead, we're going to jump back in time. Oh yeah, go.
To be also a little bit nitpicky, but you also said there was a bag of holding there. You said
there is a bag of holding there too. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, inside the chest. I was going to save that for later.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay.
Because we talked
spoilers.
about that.
We did. Yeah, no. That's I hadn't forgotten. I promise.
Don't worry.
But actually, we're not going to start with the three of you. We're actually instead going to jump back 6 hours in time to the passageway from the Storm Elementals, Azure. From your perspective, this is what has happened. Running down the narrow corridor with your friends in front of you, you can hear the crashing of thunder and the destructive power of the lightning storm behind you, summoned by these elementals as you sprint down this corridor away from danger. Halfway down the corridor, a large ring of stone etched with runes demarks the passage of where you are to where you are trying to get to. As the party head through, Mira comments on a strange tingling sensation, but nothing more that she notes. As you step through, there is a flash of light. Your white angelic wings grow from your back, and you find yourself pulled. The same sensation of you being teleported. After a few moments blinking your eyes, you find yourself in the Feywild, your home, where you have been learning and growing before you came to the material plane. The large, impossibly tall trees with brilliant emerald green leaves, perpetual autumn over towards the east. That rich scent of home. You're back in the Feywild, with no idea how you got there.
I imagine I keep running, and then realise that I'm not in a stone corridor anymore, and stop suddenly. Is there anyone around me? Like, have I still got my wings out?
Your wings are still out.
I must be
in your
an
full
absolute
angelic
ruckus.
form. You are in your full angelic form. There is no one around you. You are alone, as far as you can see. There are. I probably should put the music on something a little bit more chill. As you have a bit of a look around, it is quiet. It is peaceful. It is the Feywild. It's your home. You are home.
Well, I get a strong sense of comfort, but at the same time, my adrenaline is still massively pumping after we've just encountered these storm elementals. So same as I'm fully in my angelic form, I will I kind of crouch down and then leap up into the sky, and I think I can get like 60 feet of flight, so just go as high as I can, and
have a bit of a look around.
Just where exactly I am. In terms,
as you fly up, would you like to make me a perception check, please? 13. You know that the Feywild is very changeable. Landmarks can sometimes shift and move, but you grew up here. This is where you're from. You know this area well. And as you have a bit of a look around, you're able to identify landmarks that you know always stay in proportion to one another. The large cherry blossom grove over towards the west has moved towards the north, and you can see an ocean area of crystal azure water down towards the south, which you know always rotate with each other. You have a bit of a look, and you know that your village, where you grew up with the Fey Elves, with the Eladrin, is probably only a 10-15 minute walk directly south.
Alright, okay, now that I have my bearings, I land back down in the spot where I came through. Is there anything that would be able to take me back? Have I come through a portal, like an old portal in the Fey? Is it legitimately
as you have a look at the ground around you, you can see mushrooms of all different varieties and colours arranged in a perfect circle in the space where you appeared.
Does it look like there's any way to reactivate them?
Do you want to make me an Arcana check?
Very good at Arcana.
9. As you have a bit of a look at the mushrooms, you've encountered fairy circles before, obviously being from the Feywilds. You know that, given your history, they can randomly activate at any given time, but if you were to touch one of the mushrooms, it might open up a portal. You're not sure where, though.
Alright, I am going to sit cross-legged within the circle. Because as much as I want to stay home, my goal needs to be back where we were. So I sit cross-legged, and I spend as much time focusing and meditating, and I pull all that golden energy that I am emanating right now, and I focus on all the mushrooms, and I open myself up to all the natural elements and feel the essence of the Fae guide me towards which mushroom I have to push. And
very nice.
I lean out and I touch the mushroom that I lean out in the direction that the Fae is pulling me, and I touch it.
As you go to reach out, a hand suddenly touches your shoulder, and just before you're about to touch the mushroom, and as you turn and look up, you see Aziraphale, your guardian angel, look down towards you. Hello, Azure.
Aziraphale.
Not that one. Well met indeed. Just in time, I think it is. Not that one, my friend. Not that one.
Well,
2 more to the left.
Well, thank you. I knew that if I focused enough, you would feel me. So thank you.
Of course. Your friends are in dire need of your help.
Well, onwards to battle.
Of course. It is time to send you back.
And I will touch the mushroom.
You touch the mushroom. As you touch the mushroom, there is a sudden feeling of pressure and movement and popping into the room where everyone else is, I'll just literally... So the rest of you guys who are in this location right now, there is a moment of quiet, and then a sensation of wind rushing into a point, and appearing on top of the device is Azure.
I will perform some feats of just so no one sees my angelic form at this point, I blast out golden light and untransform, pull my angelic form back within.
As you come back into the material plane, your form is returned to your normal form, your humanoid appearance. Illyrian, Mira, and Talari, Azure literally appears on top of this large crystal, just out of nowhere. There's this, and then Azure is standing there, holding a mushroom.
Anyone hungry?
It's blue and spotted with white spots.
I would not eat it though. It may take you to the Feywilds. Well met, friends.
Were you here the whole time, or did you just appear?
I returned to the Feywilds for some apparent reason. Running through that corridor, and then it just disappeared.
Wait, you don't remember that you passed through a portal?
No, I was just running, and then all of a sudden I ran into the Feywilds. It was bizarre.
Yes.
Oh. Well, you and oh fuck, I haven't played with him for so long.
Wiltix?
That's it. Yes, you and Wiltix have both been teleported to other areas. We're not sure where you were. So the Feywilds is definitely quite an interesting little development.
Can I perception check? Just how's
absolutely.
everyone looking?
Yeah, a perception or investigation, your choice. And I'd say as well, so for you it's only been sort of 20-30 minutes. 20. Illyrian and Talari both look a little bit... There's a few cuts and scrapes and nicks. Oh, okay. Talari, there's a couple of cuts and scrapes. Illyrian looks fine. Mira is missing an eye. Her red right eye is gone. It is just gone. It is an empty socket.
Mira, what happened? Oh my goodness.
We could have used your help, but it's okay. There's a
There is nothing I would have. There is nothing I would have wanted more than to be here, but didn't even know what happened. I legitimately landed and I came back. How long was I gone for?
Well, I think it's... How long has he actually been gone for us?
It's been a couple hours, easily
you said
6
hours,
6 hours. Easily 5-6 hours you guys have been doing stuff.
You've been gone for 7 years.
Azure, how long did you think you were gone for?
Maybe 3 minutes.
Try 6 hours.
Wow, the Feywilds are a vastly different place, and time travel's greatly different there. And who knows what happens in the space between time.
Did you see Wiltix there? Is that what he did?
Yes, where's Wiltix?
So I apologize for leaving you for so long. It was not my intention. It was actually not my intention to leave at all.
Well, did Wiltix appear also in the Feywilds?
No, there was no one else. It was actually empty in the Feywilds. But it looked like home. It felt like home. Whether it was or not, I'm not sure. But I did not see Wiltix at all.
This is concerning.
Has anyone felt his essence in what direction he might be?
No, not at all.
What he sent in a while.
However, I'm sorry, we're going to catch you up on things.
Yes, well, what happened?
We found the engine room, destroyed this big dragon made of gears. Then Resmir walked in. I made myself appear as a purple half-dragon, ordered him around. Now the flying castle is moving towards Palin, and we're going to intercept it with forces. I did say that we had our own forces on the ground supporting the order of the dragon to attack Palin. But that was all a ruse. Resmir has unfortunately seen through it.
Oh, sorry. As you're talking, Illyrian, a figure walks from one of the nearby corridors, stepping out into the area of the treasure. Michael, would you like to describe Lockie?
So you see a figure made of brass and copper. Tall and lanky, they seem to be constructed of metal patches, connected by gears and wheels. The brass patches show sign of age, and copper is taken on a green tinge, seemingly cobbled together over time as old patches have either worn away or broken. On its surface, you see slowly clicking togs and spaces where something could connect, although you don't immediately know what that might be. At its side is a shield and what appears to be a mace made out of two interlocked gears. And over its shoulder is a well-made functional skin bag, seemingly crafted from ogre skin, and it appears to weigh the feature down slightly, giving him a hunch as it lumbers towards you. His mechanical eyes whirl as the figure takes you in, and in the semblance of what can only be called a smile, shifts across his face as he says, "What are you doing here?"
As I see him sort of pop up and talk to us, I sort of stride past us, our sort of guys appear, sort of pop up here. I take my sword out and I go, well, guys, I think we've found another defense sort of mechanism, sort of thing, like the clockwork dragon. I guess. Well, let's blast this thing and just be done with it. As I start readying an Eldritch blast in my hands.
Oh.
Is it?
He takes a step back and slings the bag from over his shoulder and sort of opens it up briefly. It's like, "I'm not here to fight you if that is what you want. I do not quite understand this."
Okay.
I've been able to access this before.
Taken aback a little bit by how he's acting, I sort of drop the prepared spell, and I'll sort of go to Mira. The defenses are very sophisticated. It sort of has a conscience. As I start sort of studying it from back here.
That's
I mean,
up for debate.
how long have you been down here?
Me? On this floor? Not long at all, but this is my home.
So you're not here
I kind of like the idea of Lockie's being like, 9, 9, 9, 9.
So you're not here to guard the hoard.
The what? Oh, this pile of
I
coins.
point to the huge amount of wealth and treasure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not here to guard the hoard. I actually been looking for something. If you would just give me a moment. Can I have a little look around and see if
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Something that is important to me.
On the
Can I have a look around and see if I can find what I'm looking for?
Absolutely, make me an investigation check.
So, of course, I'm a little bit on edge because he looks just like a clockwork sort of dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Can
19. So, oh yeah, Mira?
Can I make a nature check or something to see if I know what this is?
Oh yeah, nature or arcana, I would say. Or history. I'd allow either one of those.
History is always pretty good.
Okay.
Lockie, now that you know that very rare opportunities do you have to explore this area. It's not often that the dragon Glazhael, 22 Mira. I'll get to you in a second, Mira. It's not often that the dragon is absent, and you use these opportunities to look through for anything that might assist with essentially, the item that you carry. You're looking for anything that might disrupt the magic for that item, and the dragon very rarely leaves, but you know that a lot of powerful magical items are brought to this hoard, so this is your opportunity to look through. As you have a bit of a look through the hoard, you do find something that does speak to you. Sitting on the floor, frozen beneath a very thin layer of ice, looks to be a large gemstone that has a very similar rune to the one that's on the rune stone that you've been carrying for all these hundreds of years. Mira, this is a very, very old Warforged. The design has not been used for the creation of Warforged since long before the ruin. This is something very ancient. To see a Warforged this old is incredibly rare. Most have powered down, or have rusted and fallen apart, or were killed during the devastation of the ruin. He is easily hundreds of years old.
Could I?
He must be.
I tend to
Illyrian or
Illyrian. Ah!
I know. I'm throwing us through a loop because when Ellie meets us, I want to keep up the mystery.
You know how good I am with names.
Oh, you know I'm better. You know I'm
I
better.
have a great track record.
Yeah, it's true. I change
Actually-
to Illyrian and I just say, I think this might be older than the cult. Sorry, he might be older than.
Yes, look, after having this interaction, I do think that he might not be a defense as I first thought.
Well, he's
yes.
puny. Look at him.
Is he actually part of the Horde?
Is he part of the horde?
No, he could actually.
Is he
be
part of the
treasure.
Horde?
He's like a robot. I've never.
Well, no,
I've
but
never
maybe
owned
they
a
mistook
robot.
it for something else.
He's a bunch of scrap.
Hey, I mean, you got feelings.
Actually,
Lockie, as
Michael,
you go
do
to
you
pick
have...
up this... Oh, sorry, you go. No, you go.
I was just going to
No, you
literally
go.
ask, does Michael have like a picture I can sort of see so I can just get an idea of what his
Oh.
character looks like?
I
I
actually
see a
do. I
little
can chuck it on
token
the...
there. I was wondering if that's his
We,
actual
we've
thing.
we've used a temporary token because I'm going to create some artwork for him. I'll just blow it up really quickly for the stream.
Okay, cool.
There.
Just to get an idea. Just in my own head.
Awesome.
So I'll be creating artwork for him ASAP. That is my first priority. Yeah, Lockie, as you have a bit of a look, this gemstone that's underneath the ice, as you go to pick it up, you find that it's very slippery in your fingers. The rest of you watch as Lockie is cradling this very strange, intricate-looking stone carved with these symbols of runes, and as he is trying to fumble and pick up this gemstone, the stones slip right through his fingers and shatter on the ground.
Oh no.
As they do, dark smoke begins rising from the point where the gemstone shattered, quickly turning into a white cloud that fills the room. And you hear a voice coughing in the smoke.
Oh my
and as it
God.
clears, standing before you is Ali's character. Would you like to describe what your character looks like, Ali?
So, standing before you is Lyra. She's a short, sun-defamed, youngish kind of young woman. She's got bright red hair that's braided in 2 plaits down each of her shoulders. And on her forehead is a silver moon crescent, sort of like a circlet necklet thing. Yeah, and she's just wearing bright blue robes that flow down, and she's holding a tree branch.
And I will say that Ali did her own artwork for,
Oh my
for her
God.
character. That is
So
her
you don't
artwork.
even have to do hers.
That's awesome.
She has done her own artwork.
So yes, this is Lyra.
So I sort of, as I sort of notice like 2 entities now standing in front of us, I go, well, this treasure mirrors, well, it has a spirit and a robot. It's pretty cool.
It's there's a lot more people here than I expected.
And I'm definitely not a spirit.
I sort of, oh, I apologize. I didn't realize. I will turn to Mira quickly to look. I must send that message as utmost haste. You guys suss out these strangers, and I will send the message in the sending stone.
Yes. Good.
So I'm just gonna quickly, Owen, I'll just put it in, just in the D.
Yeah, just chuck it in the. Yeah, beautiful.
So that's what I'm sending
fantastic.
through as the sending. So everyone else can keep.
Do you want to read it out for the podcast? Do you want to
Okay.
read it out for the podcast?
Yes, point.
Because
So we were given 25 words or less in a
Yep.
sending
so
message.
the message of sending.
So I'm sending it to Palin. So Dragon Order Flying Castle, incoming Palin. Prepare to intercept with forces. 2 days to Palin. We'll crash the castle just before, wipe out hostiles, and then I just sort of dotted it, I guess, at the end with Illyrian, just to sort of.
And
sort of
who
put
are
a
you
name
sending
to
that to?
it. Oh, we were talking about it.
I got it.
Yes.
I believe last time
Claire
you
has
said
it.
Sorceress. You were going to send it to the
Yes,
Chiefling
that's-
Sorceress who works for the
That's
Harpers.
it. For the Harpers, because that was the one. I think
Cool,
she's
cool.
the one that contracted me for the mission.
Absolutely.
So I'm sending it directly to her.
Does
Absolutely.
Lyra say it out loud when he casts a spell?
That's a good question. Let me have a quick peekaroo. Is it verbal? It is verbal, so he would be speaking it out loud.
Oh, okay. And I think you said I just needed to put some magic into it.
Yeah, it's just a spell slot. Any level spell slot you want to use is all
I'll
you need
just
to do.
use
So
the
rather
first
than it being a
pack
third
magic
level.
spell slot.
Yeah, absolutely. You hear a reply from Sorceress. Oh my goodness, that is terrifying. What do I need to do? I shall tell everyone. Thank you. Is what you hear back from Sorceress, who was not prepared for the spell of sending and did not have an answer well prepared.
That's very I will do one more. I'll do another sending actually, just quickly, because I'll just use another spell. I've got a few spell slots. So I won't do as many words. I'll just say reduce forces. Resmir and the White Dragon have departed. They are moving away from their runic circle, which now is it up in the north? I would suspect. I think I heard
up in the north. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Up in the north. So we should be able to wipe out the forces. They were blindsided. I think it's probably within 25.
Yeah, I would say roughly about. And you could always cut it down into fragments anyway. We won't worry about that. You hear a reply from Sorceress being like, I'm telling the guard, I'm telling the leaders of the Harpers, I'm telling everybody, stay safe. And that's what the response you get back.
So then they're aware that there's a huge flying castle coming towards Peg.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to have that ready to go.
Fantastic.
And
there's no way to control this thing? We can't actually...
We also did something with that. Would you like to detail to Azure, Owen? Like, I think you would, or should we just...
No, I like the idea of your characters, because Azure would have no idea, so no, I like you guys have to exist.
So Azure, did you say that just then to us?
Yeah, so I mean, because I hear you, and I'm like...
So you're hearing this, yeah.
Yeah, why are we crashing the castle? Could we not control it?
Well, Mira, would you like to detail the events that have transpired that you played a very big hand in? If Claire is there.
Oh, we can't hear you, Claire.
Oh, wait, is that better?
Oh, no. Yeah, that's much better.
Yes, look, Azure, I might have just locked it. It's on a course, it's set payload, but it can't be diverted. So, our plan was to go back to the engine room and she kind of gives Lockie a side eye, crash this city.
Okay, up until this point, Lockie's sort of just been like looking over Lyra a little bit, being like, "Are you actually here? Like, you're not harmed?" But when he hears this, he's gonna prick up and be like, "You're going what? Did I hear that?"
Before we do that, maybe we should have a little bit of Lyra and Lockie's reunion. So while these guys are mucking about and doing that, Lyra, you've been sealed away for, as far as you're aware, no time at all. No time has passed. Lockie, quite a bit of time has passed for you. A couple of 100 years has passed for you.
Right, so, Lockie, where are Wyrens hiding, do you reckon? I've got a lot of studying to do. Also, how did we get down here?
Well, I'm not sure if you've got any time sense on you, but it's been a minute or two. I don't think there are any wyverns left here, or I'm not sure about anywhere else, but this is not the place you left. You've been trapped for a long time.
A long time, like a week, and the Wyrens flew away?
I'm sorry, it's possibly a little longer than that. By my closest reckoning, it's been at least 200-300 years.
100 years?
Yes.
With lots of zeros?
Lots of zeros.
Uh-huh.
I tried to get you out of the crystal with all the things that I knew how, but nothing was working. Until I dropped you just now.
You dropped me? What didn't work? What if I shattered into 5 billion pieces and no Lyra?
I'm sorry, my fingers, they are, look, see the cogs are not what they used to be. It's a little gritty, a little grain. I need to repair that later, but
I can't.
It seems to have worked out, however. You're back.
I can't hold it against you. Thanks for getting me out.
Glad I could help. I've missed you for a very long time.
So a couple of 100 years have passed. Has anything happened that I need to know about?
Here? Let me see. The giants were left, or killed off. This place was taken over by a bunch of dragon cocks. I've been hiding in amongst, trying to keep everything running. My pet dragon was killed the other day.
That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch.
As he says that, I sort of, as he says that, I look at Mira and Lyra and I just sort of shake our heads and just sort of like
Michael, I'm giving you inspiration for that.
Yeah, I sort of look at Mira and Lyra and just like, just keep that on the down low. Let's not mention that to anybody.
Yeah. No, that's taken inspiration. That's a really nice touch. That's hilarious.
I also, after hearing Mira's story, I also note that he knows that he's been. I also note that he's been keeping things running, and I kind of like give a side eye to Mira and like give her the, hey, how about he has a look at the engine room look. I say that with a look. I don't say it out loud. Hopefully she
Mira, I need you to make me an insight check to try and read a look. as Azure looks at you. Make me an insight check. Please be a 1. Please be a 1. Please be a 1. Please be a 1. 5. Mira. Azure has like a raised eyebrow, and then like he starts raising the eyebrow, and it's like moving around, and then he looks at this new Warforged figure, and then he looks at you, and then he raises his eyebrow again. And as far as you're aware, you think like maybe he thinks he looks really cool, and like he probably wants to recruit him to the guild, is what you're thinking.
Mira just kind of nods and raises her eye in like a, oh yeah, this is secret spy stuff. Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yep. So Azure, as far as you're aware, Mira's got the message. Like message received.
Awesome. Message received. Love it. Cool.
Yep.
Continue, Lockie. Your pet dragon died.
Yeah. Apart from that, a few other things perhaps, but that is out of. I'm not sure. I've just been looking after cogs and building things, I guess. But you're not hurt at all? Nothing?
Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I've still got all 10 fingers and toes, and my hair's still here, so I think everything's all good. But, man, whatever it is, I guess we'll figure it all out together. You've made it 600 years so far. What's another 600?
Oh, we'll see if I rust away before then, but yes.
I won't let that happen.
Actually, yeah, Lyra, sorry. Why did I call you Lyra? Oh, Mira, that's why. Lyra, as you... Oh boy, the conflation's gonna be real. We've got Illyrian, Lyra, and Mira. Fuck me. Lyra, Lockie is looking a little bit different to how you remember. A lot more worn down. There are now patches of verdigris green rust across his copper components. Some of the brass and bronze has started to rust. Some of his wooden components have clearly been replaced a couple of times. Some of the gears, the teeth have been worn down. He looks older and worn and slightly damaged. Like he's been not neglected, but definitely he's had a rough time.
It looks like you've aged, my friend.
Yes, and the parts that haven't aged are completely gone. I'm not even sure that I'm 100% what I was anymore. But I am here. Some part of me, I guess. And I have my bag. He jingles the bag into every shoulder.
Are we going to do a whole Ship of Theseus thing where, like, if you've replaced all the parts that are Lockie, are you still Lockie? No. Oh my god.
See, you say this. If you have a closer look at the name. Moving on.
Yeah.
We'll let the viewers Google that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is the point when you hear Lockie out of your hearing. You suddenly catch, not paying attention to what they're saying, but suddenly the phrase "crash the city," or crash the castle, just sort of drifts into your consciousness, and you go,
Oh. I'll turn to them, and I'll start walking forward. step by step. Are your plans to destroy the castle?
What attachment do you find to this castle there?
I mean, outside of Lyra here, this castle is my closest compatriot. I've changed its gears, I've shined it, I've kept it running when it was corrupted.
Oh dear lord.
The thing is...
I think you might have a lot of work ahead of you.
Lockie here. Very nice to meet you, good sir.
You too.
Just wondering if you know how to actually steer this here castle.
Well...
or if to say, if it was broken, could you fix it?
I don't know.
If it's mechanically broken, if the cogs are out of alignment or the teeth missing, I can do that. But there is
Absolutely.
a section I cannot touch. And that
Hey,
is out
You,
of-
Lockie,
think-
you remember the cult jamming that abomination of a crystal into the main control circuit,
Yep.
and the horrors that they were using that crystal to do. Yeah, you're exactly right. Anything mechanical, you're sweet to go, but you don't like that crystal. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to get near it. That is bad news.
I sort of say to Azure, sort of more, not trying to like make it, because he's like Lockie's a fair distance away from us, so I'm sort of doing more like a, not a whisper, but just quietly talking like, Azure, I think that you might have mucked around with it, like magically.
Oh,
and
that's
not
fair enough. My
mechanically.
original thought was if he knows how to get this thing flying without the crystal intervention.
Well,
I suppose that's going to be my.
unfortunately, I think that we've locked it in magically, and this thing is just going to keep going. And I think there's a fail-safe where if we take the crystal out, it will just immediately crash anyway. That's the only thing keeping it powered.
That's as far as we know. Yes, that's what we just said.
So I don't.
And so that's what I. Oh,
What
fair
about-
enough. I mean, I was just going to ask, Lockie, do you know how the giants originally flew this castle? Do you know
Yes.
what them?
They used the crystals and they captured the elements to power it. And then the cogs that I've been working on mechanically transferred that magical energy into actual flight machine.
So yes, I think that's.
Did we know that?
I think we've sort
That's
of
new
I think
information for you guys, I think.
Oh, no, I
Specifically how it
think-
works. You had a
I
rough
think
idea.
when Mira and me were talking about it, like we were
Mm.
talking about it in the engine room, I think we sort of actually no. When Resmi was talking about like they can't harness the giant's power or something,
Mm.
like he was talking about something in that vein. Maybe not so as detailed as Lockie, but they said they can't do it the way the giants did. They had to resort to sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
So that's just unlocked a puzzle piece though.
I mean, Lockie, do you know how they harnessed the power of the elementals?
Not particularly. I know that once the energy was put into the crystals, then we transferred to mechanical energy via the cogs, but the actual way they did it is beyond me.
Well, what
Would you
about-
know if this castle has any libraries of information that we could find that may not have been found by the Order?
That is a good question. You would probably remember, Lockie, that the first thing after the castle before the cult had discovered it and inhabited it, there was a period of time where it was just completely abandoned. After the giants disappeared, there was nothing for many, many years. During that time, anything that was paper degraded and turned to mush. You weren't taking particular care of any of the books because that's not your area of expertise. You were focused on the mechanics of the castle. Probably, and I'd say as well, like Lockie's timekeeping is probably a little bit different to most people. So potentially as well, what you thought was a couple of weeks, I'll go away, do some stuff for a couple of weeks, I'll come back and check the library later, was actually a couple of years, and by that time most of the library had degraded. So you do know that there was once a library on one of the lower floors, it's now been turned into a guest chamber. It's now used for people to stay.
Right.
Unfortunately, most of my time has been spent in the room.
What about your companion? Who are you? What part did you play here, my dear?
Well, I came here to study the Wyrens. Was a massive colony that used to live here, and I was just set out to try and learn everything I could about them. I've got a bit of an obsession about them, but I just think they're so cool. But and then something happened, and I must have ended up in this item. And but yeah, other than that, I'm just a traveler that's running around and trying to learn all I can.
I see.
It is a little bit hazy, but you do remember, the last thing you remember is on your way up to the Eyrie, which is where the wyverns had been sort of staying and kept. There was a strange stone that you saw on the ground, and as you bent down to pick it up, that's sort of the last thing you remember.
Owen, did we actually see any wyverns?
No, you've not seen any wyverns. Nothing. No wyverns at all.
Have they been seen, like, for, like, are they still a thing? Are they still...
Lyra,
Yeah.
where were they found? Were they found all over the castle, or in any cliffs that sort of hang off the castle? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, they weren't in the castle proper. I mean, they would be causing all sorts of hassle if they were, but
Yes.
mostly they were up in the Eyrie, up at the top of the castle. They liked to hang out there, but I didn't
We were
see
there,
them.
weren't we, Owen?
Oh dear.
Well, so Lyra, you'd remember that the top of the castle was just a cliff face. There was no structures at the very top. Most of the castle was sort of the lower levels. There was an upper balcony and an area that had been built, but there wasn't much else up there. Just a cliff face and these sort of large open caverns where the wyverns had been living.
But yeah, just some nice caves. You know, they love caves. But yeah. Why do you look so apprehensive?
Well, let's just say we found a tower, and at the top of the tower there was something quite unfortunate. And if they have brought the wyverns back, they may not be the ones that you want to research.
No, I don't think they brought any wyverns back. Look, I think, Lyra, I'm sure that the wyverns, after all, there was so much trouble at this castle, they've just flown off somewhere. I'm sure you'll be able to find them again, all healthy and sound.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. They've always been fine in the past.
Yes,
I'll just have to go look for
100%.
them. Yeah.
I just sort of, as I'm sort of like walking to look at the treasure, I like, not cringing or anything, but just sort of like, oh yeah, like a fake, like sort of laugh as I'm trying to just play it off the fact that I saw like no wyvern or wyvern activity.
I was going to ask, do you believe this? But I think it's pretty clear that you don't. So no need to ask that question. Illyrian, as you step down off this upper section down towards the Horde, the thing that strikes you most is this large chest frozen underneath a thin layer of ice.
Well, look, time is of the essence. We don't have much of it. I think it'd be prudent to, search through all this treasure and see what we can get. This chest here. Mira, do you think that nifty little spell that you always use could do away with this ice?
It's my specialty. Shape water!
You mean abuse the Dungeon Master's world? Yeah. Absolutely. Of course you can. You just shape water. As you put your hands out, you call upon the ice power inherent to your natural sorceress abilities, and you just move the ice towards the side. From Lyra's perspective and Lockie's perspective, because you guys have never seen Mira in action before, Mira is a Dragonborn with one half of her face and body red, one half silver white. You probably should describe your characters. I was about to say that.
Okay, we'll go with Lyra first. Mira, sorry.
Yeah, Mira, do you want to describe your character in a little bit more detail? Just what you look like and how you appear. I do have the character art flashing up on the podcast as well, but just for a bit of a description for the audio listeners, if they're coming in for the first time now. Go back to episode 1, but also if you're coming in for the first time now.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So she's a Dragonborn, which probably is a bit triggering. Yeah. So she has what looks like a strange skin condition where one half of her is pure silver and the other half of her is red scales with almost a perfectly symmetrical division down her body, with some mottling on her back and arms. And she's got she used to have one red eye on the silver side and one blue eye on the red side, but now she's just got one blue eye. And she was wearing fur-lined robes, but they're quite light. She doesn't seem very comfortable on the ice. And as she leans down, just kind of puts her red-sided hand on the ice, and you can see that the ice around her just begins to gently steam and hiss and cool as she shapes the water, shapes the element.
Absolutely. And Azure, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. So I would say I'm quite a tall humanoid.
Yeah,
human
I think you
looking
said
man.
like 6'4",
Yeah,
6'2".
You are decently tall.
6'4", yeah. Quite leaf. You can tell that I've got. I'm not overly built, I suppose I would say, but you can tell that my muscles are like a coiled spring.
There's definition, but not
there's
like
definition,
over.
not over, not over the top. I almost, if you look closely enough, I almost look like I'm not putting my whole foot down on the floor. It does seem like I almost touch the floor very lightly. If you look real closely, you can see that there are some times where I'm actually not touching the floor. I have quite light eyes. Some would say in some instances it's quite golden. And I have a fey look about me. Something's just not quite.
Couldn't ask for better timing. Your character art was literally up on the podcast while you were describing that on the screen. Yeah. That's so good. Talari, quick, you're next. Your character's up. Talari, you go. Your character's just come on.
Go.
This is Michael's old character, Talari, who is a tabaxi, very sort of leopard, bobcat looking, who is dressed in very similar sort of like light robes, wielding a long quarterstaff is what Talari looks like, and Illyrian. Oh, unless there's anything you want to add, Michael.
He has the tall tufts on his ears.
Yeah.
And yes, and very.
You're gonna miss him, did you say?
Yeah, Talari's cool.
Yeah, Talari's cool. And
okay,
then,
cool.
Jared, do you want to describe
Illyrian?
Illyrian?
Illyrian Whisperwind. He's a half-elf, bard / warlock. Does a lot of sort of like Eldritch Blast, I guess. He wears like really fine sort of robes, sort of a lot of nice sort of like sort of fancy sort of fine work throughout the pretty much the clothes, quite elaborate. Has a nice sort of ornate sword, very sort of, he gives it a bit of an air of like, he's a bit like
an air of refinement and debonair. Yeah, like he's.
But he's also like, there's a bit of like whimsy to him as he moves, like a bit of grace as well. Like just sort of a typical sort of the bard sort of like personality in the way he moves around, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely moves like a little bit of an acrobat. The way he sort of like moves on his feet, the balls at his feet,
quite light, like sort of lithe.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, yeah, you say that. And yeah, so
absolutely.
then just otherwise just sort of long brown hair, and yeah, just half elf, or even
absolutely. So yeah, Mira, as you shape water and move aside the ice covering this chest, the chest itself begins cracking from the change in pressure from the area around it, and as the water is pulled away, cracks start appearing in the wood, and the lock itself cracks and pushes off the wood of the chest. Clatters to the floor with a clanging noise.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Let's have a little peek in.
That spell can do.
Yeah, okay, so we'll lift up the lid.
as you open the chest, you see inside there's 3 platinum bars, which you think are probably worth 10 platinum each. 3 bars of solid platinum, ingots, I should say. And next to them, looking very innocuous, is a brown leather pouch with feathers tied onto the straps and a clasp that is coloured in these very sort of bright beads, but pretty nondescript looking bag otherwise. Just sitting in this chest with these 3 ingots.
Awesome.
What's in the bag?
Oh yeah, I'll reach for the bag, Owen, and I'll sort of look inside, and I'll look around on the bag, like.
Yeah, as you open it up, have a look in. You can't look in. The bag is dark, and this is completely impossible to see anything inside.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would have come into contact with something like this before. Like, I might have in my College of the Bards days. I don't know, like maybe.
Do you want to make me a Arcana check? I would say definitely Arcana.
Oh, that's not very hot. Yeah, no, I'm
Would
not
Lockie
very
know
good.
Lockie, you can make me an Arcana check as well, with advantage given your background and your class. 26, 25. Lockie, this is a bag of holding. A rare but quite powerful magic item that can be used to store all manner of goods.
Oh, that's interesting. What you have there, my friend, is an entire universe of bag.
Oh, I thought it was just a bit of a drabby bag, is all.
No, you could put all manner of things in there, and carry it around as if it's...
Oh, well, that is most interesting. Nice. Could be handy.
So where do we stand on the whole taking the horde thing?
Well,
Do we feel like we get a percentage of it?
I think we have deserved at least a percentage. But yes, I do think we need to chuck it in the bag. And then when we get back to Palin, I think we should then sort through all that.
Taleri's gonna speak up and be like, well, the thing is we are taking it from people who essentially want to do terrible, terrible things with it. So by depowering them, perhaps we can form some sort of restitution for the people that they have had.
Well, that's true. Start like a charity to give back some of the money that was taken from the people of. I mean, but we need. I suppose we need to get into the bag first. That's probably the first point.
And we also need to be very careful what we do with this. As much as it's nice to give it back to where it came from, we do have a potential world-altering problem on our hands. This little tiny cache and treasures and magic items could potentially be very, very important in the fight against, well, the Order.
Oh, I completely agree, and especially some of these more magical elements. I think we definitely need to look at.
I think
And we may
in the bag.
we may need to fund our future campaigns against whatever is to come.
Yes, so that's why I think we take it back to Palin and we have a talk with the authorities about it and how to take those steps forward. Do this by the book, I think.
While you guys are doing that, Mira, on the floor at your feet, hidden underneath some of the coins and the ice, are 2 very intricate braces of a very clearly draconic design. They seem to be made of platinum or silver, but there's almost like a reddish glow to them as well, as the light catches them from the torchlight in the room beyond.
Oh.
They look beautiful.
Well, I mean, and there's this kind of very draconic glint in her blue eye. As she looks over this wall, she goes, well, I don't suppose we could just take one part, just, as a reward,
Yes.
We're adventurers, all that.
I think let's just keep these items between us. the treasures, like the gold and the silver and the copper, well, we can always get a cut of that and distribute it. But yes, as I sort of look, I think in the current party, no one really uses long swords.
No.
Maybe the Artificer, but
Well, you could always take them with you and sell them, or exchange them for other magic items.
I mean, like a 1+.
You know that most capital cities have a lot of enchanters and smithers.
That's true as
smithies
well.
in them.
I think that some of these items are very old. And perhaps the villagers not part. Actually, can I look around for the original relics that we were trying to find all those months ago?
Yeah. What are you looking for, Mira? Do you remember what you're looking for?
Wait, do I? Oh god, it was so long ago. Jeez.
While that's happening, Lyra, did you have a chance to pick something on that table I sent you?
Yes. So Lyra is torn between two of the items, but the one I think I'm going to lean towards is probably the decanter of endless water.
As you're sort of kicking around the gold where you're standing, on the ground in front of you is a beautiful silver jug with intricate designs across it. Looks to be worth a bit of money. Looks to be quite valuable.
Oh, this is
Oh my
shiny.
god. Ali, endless shaped water. Endless shaped water!
Oh fuck! What have I done? This is a terrible idea. Oh shit!
I definitely don't also have that cantrip.
Oh
There was some
my
shenanigans.
God.
Okay, Owen,
Oh.
I'm saying this now. I promise I'm not going to turn it upside down at the beginning of a dungeon entrance and flood everyone out.
That's all.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that plan though. Good plan.
Look, you can definitely give it a go. There's no way that any enemies would have some sort of counter to dealing with that.
Everyone has water breathing now.
Yeah, they just. No. Look, I always try and act realistically in the world. If you come into a dungeon where you can flood the entire place with with decanter of endless water, then well done, you got me.
What's the force that comes out of it? Is it just like a trickle of just like a nice like steady flow?
It's like a tap.
Slightly
It's like a
flood
tap.
a room. Oh,
It would take a
so
while.
it's not like gushing like
Yeah.
water that will.
No.
just rage through
There's
the
time for
dungeon.
people to realize and like come up and investigate where all this water's coming from. Like it's the
No,
way
it's
the
just
way
like
people
someone-
phrase it. Yeah, it's like someone
It's
leaving
like
the
a
hose
water
on.
bottle.
Get tap on.
Yeah, it's just a hose basically.
Oh. It's not as epic as I thought it was.
I know. It's one of those things
I
where
was
like
thinking of these rushing like tsunami coming through the dungeon.
it's not like a bead of dust of dryness. That's what I'm thinking of. It's not like a dust of dryness. It's not quite
Yes.
like that. Which can be a bit overpowered as well. Lyra, you pick up the decanter of endless water and add it to your inventory. Mira, you can add braces of defense to your inventory. Things that you've picked up.
Oh, she needs it too.
Maybe the nice dungeon master realized that and thought, yeah, maybe he'll be a nice dungeon master after taking your eye. Maybe he'll feel bad about that. And but yeah, absolutely, you guys can pick through. I'd say that to put all of that treasure in the bag, if all of you are working together, trying to just sort of shovel it in, it will take you a bit of time, but you can definitely fill the bag with all of those gold pieces and copper pieces. The picture is a little bit misleading. It looks like what's there is not representative of what is in the description of what you get. So it is a bit, yeah. The picture looks a lot more impressive than what's actually there. But yeah, you guys take a bit of time, you fill up the bag of holding with all of those items, except for the ones that you want to keep. So if anyone wants the +1 leather armor, the +1 longbow, or the +1 longsword, just for your reference and for the podcast listeners, the longsword again is very draconic in nature. It's got 2 dragon heads as the hilt and handle, and the actual blade itself is marked with very clearly draconic runes. Anyone who can read draconic can see that this blade is called Silver Tongue.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't think Hex Warrior, because I can make like a weapon hex.
Yeah.
I use the
You can,
carbon fiber,
if
I don't
you're a
think that's
Hexblade
magic.
Warlock, you can turn a magic item into your packed weapon.
Because I don't think my sword currently has the ability to do the magic damage.
Are you a Hexblade? You're a Hexblade, aren't you?
I am a Hexblade, but I don't know if it actually does that, does it?
If you're packed of the blade and a Hexblade, you absolutely can.
Oh, I don't know if I'm packed with the blade. think that's level 3. I'll have a look, but I might
Have a
be
look.
interested
But if
in
you're
the
if you're packed to the blade, you can turn a magic item into your packed weapon. Absolutely. I had a lot of fun as a hexblade warlock with a magic rapier that I turned into my packed weapon.
That's packed.
But while you're doing that, if anyone wants the longbow again, beautifully carved wood that's been lacquered with this very red mahogany color, and again very draconic designs across the wooden staves of this longbow. The string itself seems to be well oiled, and there's almost like a crosshair coming off the front of the bow, making it just that little bit more accurate when aiming. And the armor is leather armor, but studded with dragon scales.
Alright, well, Taliri's going to stew the items, but he's going to take about 150 or so. I'm not going to
150 what, sorry?
Just gold. 150 gold.
Yeah. You can add 150 gold to your inventory, and what was that? Sorry, Jared. Can you
I'm
take
level
it?
2. I'm not level 3. I'm not going level 3 warlock, so I can't get pack boon. I am going to take that level +1. I'm going to take that +1 longsword because it actually allows my
Absolutely
attacks to be magical.
100%. Yep, you can add that to your inventory. Absolutely. And the rest goes in the bag of holding. Now, the question I have for all of you is, what are you doing now? The horde is all shuffled away. You've taken any items that you want from it.
I think
what would you guys like to do?
2 days to Palin, and I think Mira's looking pretty bloodied up.
Yeah. Well, while they're packing up, Lockie will wander over to. I think he will wander over to Illyrian and be like, as they're shoveling gold into the bag. I wanted to revisit. No, sorry, wrong character.
Talari.
Oh,
yes, Talari. What do you? Oh, what?
No, Talari's like, oh, sorry, not me, and then wander off.
Talari, I think he's stealing your voice.
I wanted to revisit something. You said that you wanted to take the city down. Now, don't get me wrong, I've spent centuries here, but since the dragons moved in and set themselves up, I've been working tirelessly, because I'm a machine, to keep this thing running. But, and as much as it pains me to say this, everything has a time to die. And I believe that it is possible at that time that this magnificent creation met its end.
As you sort of say that, by the way, if anything happens while I'm talking, my cat has wandered onto my keyboard. So, yes, as you, I sort of noticed that obviously you're a robot, but I take it that you have obviously some connection with the castle.
You've met Warforged before.
Yes.
Like
Okay, yeah. So I sort of chop
Warforged.
gold, and I sort of look at you and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, friend. It is a magnificent castle. But look, the world is at stake, and fortunately, we need to bring this down to save the world potentially. However, this is opportunity for you to explore the world, see sights and smells that you've never encountered. I think it'd be a very interesting experience."
That sounds very interesting, and I will be advised in this sense, but I promise you now that even though I see the necessity of bringing this down and crashing this, it will not go without retribution. And the people and the creatures that corrupted this wonderful city will pay, and they will pay with their own life cost.
Yes, unfortunately, if it wasn't for the dragon, the Order of the Dragon coming here and wedging that, well, ghastly black crystal, like, who knows what could have happened to this castle. It very well might have remained the jewel it is. I'm sorry.
Yes. But necessity for necessity's sake.
I sort of clasp his shoulder, or what would be his shoulder plate, armor. I don't know.
Exposed gears, I think, isn't it at the moment?
All right.
Your shoulders.
What I think would be is sort of, because he's like humanoid, I would sort of clasp where his shoulders would be, because obviously I've dealt with Warforged, but not like a ton of them, so I don't really know how they operate too well. So I'm just trying to give him some semblance of condolences and support. And then I sort of
Absolutely.
go, "I'm sorry," and then I turn around and I just keep shoveling gold into
shoveling gold into the. I love that. I'm very sorry. Now, if you excuse me, shoveling gold into the bag of holding. Absolutely, 100%. So after you guys have finished shoveling all of this gold, silver, platinum, and various magic items into your new bag of holding, what would you like to do? So, as far as you guys are aware, Mira, Talari, and Illyrian at this point, you have seen Resmir fly off on Glazhail.
Yes.
As for the rest of the residents of the castle, you're not sure of their status. Azure as well, you remembered seeing a number of ogres and kobolds and humans. Lockie, you would know intimately the people who live here. There are many, many ogres. There's a few suspicious-looking figures with bald heads in red robes that give you a bit of a bad feeling. Something about them feels off, feels wrong. So you've generally avoided them on the lower section. Kobolds generally on the upper section. There's a barracks up there for the kobolds and the ogres, and the humans generally on the lower floor as well.
Can I just quickly say something to Lyra as we're just shoveling money?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I just kind of come to her and say, "So, you like studying dragons, do you?"
Yeah, well, it's, dragons were always pretty hard to find, so I had to settle for the next best thing that I could really find, which were Wyrens, but, yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, besides probably going to see more dragons than you ever wanted to in your life.
Really?
We might have a job for you, potentially.
Oh, well, I'm not sure exactly about jobs. It's just that Lockie carried me around for 600 or I don't know however many 100 years it was, and I think just for the recent meantime, I'm gonna make sure that he gets whatever he wants, really, now that he can't be living in his castle.
But by any chance, just out of interest, do you have a resume on you?
Resume?
Yeah, it's a word you're not familiar with. Strange word. Maybe it's Elvish? It's some kind of Elvish, I can't read it.
No, I speak Elvish, it can't be Elvish. Maybe...
No, fair enough. Maybe some sort of gnomish word? Sounds like gnomes.
Maybe gnomish.
No, I just look at her and I look crestfallen. I'm like, never mind, that's fine. We'll go through the proper channel.
They say,
we shall fill out the forms in triplicate at a later date.
I did notice though, I can't do anything for your eye, the missing one, but does anyone here need healing? You guys look like you've taken a bit of a beating recently.
As she says that, oh yes, I have administrated a little bit of healing. Cured her wounds. Unfortunately, it did not have much.
Nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't really have much of an effect for the repair of the eye per se. But,
Yeah.
Definitely give it a go if you like.
Sorry, DM, just a quick question. Lesser restoration wouldn't do this, would it?
You're not sure. It might do.
Alright, I'm gonna give something...
Actually, tell you what, make me a nature or an arcana check. That's a really unfair thing for me to say you don't know what your spells do. That's ridiculous. Let me try that again. Would you like to make
arcana,
me an arcana or a nature check? Your choice to see which one, to see whether you know. 21. You're actually pretty confident, like, lesser restoration, probably not gonna cut it for a lost eye. You're going to be looking at something like greater restoration to restore a missing limb or a missing a missing organ. The eye is infinitely complex. If it had been a scar or something like that, easy peasy. Maybe even a finger missing or something like that, not too hard. But a missing eye, that's going to be a bit tricky. Your immediate thought is, man, like we are going to need some pretty heavy spellcasting, or maybe Lockie might be able to help, might be able to craft something. You've seen Lockie craft new limbs and new things for himself when he's been running low and damaged.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have anything for this, but Lockie makes stuff for broken bits all the time. Maybe he can make you a new eye. That would be so cool. But yeah, it's and so if anyone needs any hit points healed, she's offering a second level healing word.
So as it's still happening,
she's got some
Owen,
berries that are good.
Oh, is she going to shove them in their mouths like I do?
Oh, I don't have good
so
berries.
the context of shoving good berries in your mouth, for those who might not know, we had another D&D session that we're not currently streaming, but I'm hoping we will start streaming of Descent into Avernus, where a character went down, and to get them back up, they just started shoveling fistfuls of good berries in their mouth.
I did. My character, I just like, oh, he's went down, just bang, just shoveling them into these mouths.
Yeah.
Shoved them in.
It worked. It was. I thought absolutely. I see no reason why that would work.
Well, it's 10 HP, just like that. So
yeah, absolutely. Sorry,
but yes, I would like to say something quickly there. While Lockie and Lyra are talking with Mira and Azure and all that, I'm sort of gonna just sort of go out of their vision. And as you can see, I've already changed my name. So behind their vision, let them looking. I'll try and should I roll a stealth roll? I'm only just sort of moving outside.
Yeah, make me a stealth check, but I'm not going to get them to roll anything. I'll just see what you get, and they're going to be pretty distracted by Mira anyway.
9 though.
I'd say that as you sort of walk away out of their vision, they can sort of see something happening in their corner of the eye. But by the time they turn and look at you, you're mostly through your transformation. So as
it
Lyra
depends if
and
they
Lockie,
looked at me though, like.
Yeah, if you guys do care to turn to look, absolutely. You just
me
sort of see
moving.
movement out of the corner of your eye as
probably
Rogar,
me
as
moving out of
as
the vision.
Illyrian moves away.
So yeah, if they're not,
By the
if they're
time
not
you
really
guys-
noticing, I'll
Yeah,
just
if
sort
you're not
rejoin
actively
the
paying
group.
attention, if you're sort of more talking to Mira, you see a black-scaled Dragonborn.
Crimson Scale.
Oh, Crimson
Red.
Scale, sorry, Crimson Scale Dragonborn. Rejoin the party, dressed in the same clothes that Rogar, that Illyrian was wearing before, but now a Dragonborn. Just walk back to the group.
And what I'll probably start doing is
Black Dragonborn walks up the party.
so red Dragonborn. But
Yeah,
I'll
red
probably start
Dragonborn,
doing
sorry,
is
yeah.
I'll probably
Okay.
start. I've changed of clothes in my bag, so I'll just start sort of changing some of my like attire.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Lucky been called over by Lyra and was just starting to have a look at Mira's eye socket when a red Dragonborn that he has spent however many decades fearing walks up the party. So he's gonna drop the bag and bring up his shield and bring his mace out, which is the mace ends up being a spear, but it's basically just two cogs intertwined.
I sort of
And-
laughed.
and you-
Just sort of.
What?
hold
Everybody
on.
back up. We've been found.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. This is still Illyrian, but he's been disguised. He's a spy. Very good at disguises. I think it is Illyrian.
You've seen Rogar's form before. You've seen this character that he creates before. You've travelled with Rogar.
Oh, yeah, you've been.
All of you have. You all know
throughout the
Rogar.
whole castle. So yeah, as my mum just walked in. So yeah, as I strode forward, I go, no, don't worry about it, Lockie. It's no, I'm quite safe. You can see who I am, or was, and I point towards some of my like, attire that I was currently wearing. So yes, it's more than fine. Like, take it easy there, my good friend. It's, let's move to the castle. We have a lot of stuff to do. This is not my true form. I disguise myself, like Mira said, a spy. I am contracted out to the Harpers.
Okay.
You've never heard of the Harpers before. That word means nothing.
Lyra
to
might
you.
not have heard it either, actually.
No, Lyra, before the Harpers are well after she was sealed. Lyra, you've never heard. Lyra, sorry, you've never heard of the Harpers. No idea.
So yeah, it's,
Is like the musical instrument?
well, I have musical instruments. But, yes, sure. Let's just leave it. We have a lot to discuss. But for now, we only have 2 days to prepare before this crashes down in a smouldering heap right out front of Palin. So we have things to do. As I sort of rush forward and I start sort of collecting up the last of the treasure. And who's carrying the bag? I guess I've been holding it the whole time, so I'll just carry it.
Yeah, you can carry it, absolutely.
All right, I'll add it.
So my question for you guys is, what are you planning to do for these next 2 days? We can do a little bit of a time skipperoo and get you guys a little bit further ahead. So my question is, are you planning on exploring the castle, staying down here, maybe heading back to the guest chambers that you found before on the eastern side of the castle that seemed pretty abandoned, that no one had been using for a while? Where are you guys going and what are you doing? Or are you going to try and find maybe one of the airships that have been docked on here before?
This is just what Illyrian's thinking, but have a long rest first. Get everyone stocked up on all that stuff, and then we'll
probably safest to have a. Is this a secure spot? Can we have a long rest down here?
You definitely can, but in terms of security, there's a number of entrances. This seems to be a pretty well-traveled location. Back up on the top level, which isn't too far from here, there are a number of guest chambers which were out of the way that had been locked and seemingly abandoned.
Can I just ask everyone a question?
Of course you can.
Just for my own personal reference, what happened to the other 5 masks, or the 4 masks? Have we found them?
No.
Okay. So our original goal, our original goal that we said we were coming here for, we haven't quite met that task yet.
So one of the things you guys learnt when you got here was that Varum the White is no longer in the castle, and that meant that the only dragon mask bearer was Resmir, who managed to get away on the back of Glazhael. So no, unfortunately, you've been unable to kill any or acquire any of the dragon masks at this point.
Yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster, sir.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was a bit of a roller coaster.
Also, what color was the dragon?
White.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. Gazcool. How do you say his name?
Glazhael. I think it was
Glazhael.
Glazhael.
And no blue inside.
Glazhael Cloud Chaser.
No
Do we know the Cloud Chaser?
Did I even know there was a white dragon here?
No, that's news to you. These guys say that.
I'm kind of like, I should have actually reacted more to that. But now that I'm thinking about everything that everyone's been saying, I'm just like, hang on. A white dragon?
Probably something else that's ticking around in your subconscious as well, Azure, is they also mentioned something about a clockwork dragon too.
We did. When you asked that question, sorry, now I'm looking at my notes. So actually, when you said that in person? Did you say that in character or out of character?
Yeah, I think he said that in character.
Yeah. I'm genuinely concerned that there's a lot more going on here, and I'm like.
Well, Azure, we did encounter a mask wearer, Severin, Red Dragon Mask. It was the one that actually foiled our plans. He appeared in front of us, and I point over to this sort of big stone thing. He was an illusion, an image. And we actually encountered him. So,
and he wasn't here?
No, he was not. Do not know where he was, but he did help Resmir look through our ruse, and Resmir and Glazhael were able to escape.
So hang on. So they recognized us, or you, and escaped on a white dragon.
Well, Resmir did not notice us. We saw the exchange as we got here. However, when we approached this stone, he appeared in front of us, and he did recognize a couple of us. Yes.
Oh, well, that's very unfortunate. So, okay, fair enough. No blue dragon. There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot.
Lyra, you can hear them talking about dragons very casually. Like, it seems like they've had a lot of exposure and a lot of encounters with dragons as you hear them talking.
I mean, the white white dragons, are they evil? I mean,
Oh,
I know that.
typically, typically because they're chromatic, they're evil in the typical D&D setting.
Yes.
But
So
in Owen's, he's
a
a
little
bit
bit
more
different
loose
with
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little bit different.
They have the choice not to be.
So yeah, what happened during the ruin was that when Tiamat sort of turned some of the dragons against, there were more chromatic dragons on the side of Tiamat than there were metallic, and with Bahamut there were more metallic on the side of Bahamut than there were
Makes
chromatic.
sense.
But it's unfortunately in my world you can't tell a dragon's alignment by looking at it.
No, fair enough.
Because I think that's bullshit.
Yeah. You should be more than the color of your skin.
Exactly. Judge us not by the
Boom.
color of our skin,
Boom.
but by the something of our character, but by the
the
strength of our character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, what was there a blue dragon? I mean, where the hell were they hiding a white dragon in here? Also, you said you saw a clockwork dragon. Just what is going on? Well, we need a serious talk.
I point to the giant pile of treasure as to where the white dragon was, and then I sort of get closer to him and say,
Oh, sorry, you dropped out for a second there, Jared.
You whispered that very quietly. That we
"Can you hear me?"
Yeah.
Yes, you're back.
Sorry, my cord was just. So yes, did you hear me about the horde and where the white dragon was?
Yeah. You said white dragon was in the horde. Yeah.
And then I say to him, and I just sort of say it a bit more. I get closer, keep it more hush. Let's just keep the clockwork dragon between us for now.
No, fair enough. Okay, all right. Well, let's get somewhere a bit safer and let's work out a game plan for what we're going to do, because in 2 days we somehow have to get off this moving castle.
Yes.
And
so to expedite things, I guess we'll just take a long rest wherever it's safest, Owen. And
yeah.
Well, Rogar or Lyra would be pushing to find, in that time period, airships to get off this safely, and then sort of keep an eye on the movements of the troops.
Absolutely.
Any leaders that are potentially sort of trying to fill the power vacuum. That's what
100%.
I'll sort of be pushing for. If anyone else has anything else they want to add, of course, more than.
Well,
So
I assume
what
if we're
do?
gonna crash this castle, are we giving anyone warning?
Palin, no one in the castle.
Palin knows. Yeah.
Okay. So there is no one in
didn't
this
send him.
castle that is, in your opinion, worth saving.
We did have this discussion last time.
So to just recap, the discussion we ended up having was that. Actually, that's a good idea too, Owen. Sorry. I'd also be pushing because we know about that room that we're just in now that can open the window.
Yeah.
Any any airships, of course, or any parachutes, all that sort of stuff that can get us off safely. That's another thing.
Yeah,
push through
absolutely.
and try and find it. But to just
100%.
sort of fill in Andrew, we sort of talked about it where because all these people work for the Order of the Dragon, and we want to try and reduce their power as much as possible. That literally, once this crashes, Palin's forces is going to rush in and just slaughter everyone because we really need to try and put a dent in their forces. So
Do you think anyone will anyone actually survive a castle falling from the sky?
That's the thing. If anyone does, that's why the forces is going to come through and just kill anything that remains. Because who knows? But that's sort of what we talked about. If you want to roleplay any contesting of that, maybe because I know your character's a bit more good aligned.
I was going to say, I think that Azure and Mira would both do a bit of sneaking around, try and find anyone who's locked up, because we saw that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe Lockie. Let's have this conversation in character, because Lockie, you know this castle better than anyone else. Are there any holding cells or any laboratory? I don't want anyone of a pure soul to be left on this fallen rock.
That is a really good question. Lockie, I'd say probably you've not seen too many places where prisoners are kept. Not something you're aware of.
Not particularly. There is an area where the airships will dock down below, but That is the only place you'll find people that aren't strictly of the occult. Everyone else has either been cleared out, killed, or converted.
Okay. Well, I think we definitely need to get our hands on one of those airships. Could you potentially, I mean, no one will question you walking around, Lockie. Could you, potentially commandeer one on behalf of the, you know, of the good souls left on this ship?
It's
And with, oh sorry, no, go ahead.
I mean, that's a possibility, surely. I'm not 100% sure. They're used to me walking around inside the engine. I come up only sparingly. It is not comfortable to be surrounded by ogres when you are a little twiglet like myself.
I love it.
Could your skills be better used in some sabotage, perhaps?
That is definitely something I can help with. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll do, so Lockie and Rogar, in disguise, you are going to be having a bit of an explore around the castle.
We're probably
Lyra, did you want to go with them?
Yeah, I was going to say, Lyra can turn into something and just chill out with them, just to...
Yeah.
Because I don't think
That's
she'd
what I
want,
was
like, to let Lockie sort of out of her sight. She's just sort of like, nope, I will keep him safe.
Absolutely. I'm imagining what popped into my mind. Lockie's a little bit like Bastion. Are you going to become the bird on like Bastion's?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tiny little yellow bird.
I'm
Little canary.
So you guys watch as Lyra. Do you sort of announce this at all, or do you just turn into a bird? Like, probably not used to having to explain what you can do. And
Yep.
yeah.
She assumes
So you guys
that
watch
Lockie
as-
knows what she's doing, and she's like, I don't know these people. I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah, absolutely. As you guys are sort of having a bit of a rest and you're talking about what you guys are going to do and that Lockie and Rogar are going to head out and have a bit of an explore, Lyra sort of looks thoughtful for a second and then her form begins shrinking as feathers sprout from her clothing, and her clothing sort of merges into this form. And then exactly where Lyra was, there's now a small yellow canary that flitters up and lands on Lockie's shoulder and sits there.
Oh, I mean, I mean, being part of the Fae, would I recognise that she's a druid?
I'd say that you've probably had interactions with druids before. Yes, you would probably immediately recognise a druid.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose I
Probably-
wouldn't know what class, but I would recognise.
No, not at this point. You'd have no idea at this point. But because I mean, outsiders don't really know very much of the druid circles. The druid circles are a pretty closely guarded secret. Druids are not unknown and they're not uncommon, but the circles themselves are pretty well kept secrets. They're not commonly discussed because they often involve rituals that are unique to the druids, and there's often a worry that people might misinterpret these rituals and things like that. So there's not often a discussion of the circle. So you would definitely not know that. But I'd say all of you would know a druid can turn into different animals, and that if someone can turn into an animal, either there's some sort of shapeshifter or a druid. And given that she turned into a tiny bird and her mass had to go somewhere, your thoughts are more druid.
Physical magic suggests druid.
Yeah, all
Can't say
signs
that
point to
I've-
druid.
Can't say I've met a lot of druids, but interesting. That was
Not many of them in the cities, definitely.
No.
actually,
I
yeah. I don't, yeah, like. Oh, sorry, Claire, what was that?
I was just going to say, Mira would have only heard about them.
Yeah. Azure, you may also level up. I realise that you haven't leveled your character up to level 8 yet, have you?
Ooh, no.
We level 8 or
Oh, level 7, sorry. No, sorry, level 7, sorry.
I was
I was going to say level 8.
I mean, I'm more than
Awesome.
happy for level 8.
No, retcon.
Yes,
I heard 8. I heard 8.
I heard
Yes,
it.
podcast.
Eight
It's
is-
not a
okay,
podcast.
cool,
Can't take it
guys.
The wall collapses, crushing
Oh, damn.
Level
You
seven,
make
level
me
floor,
7
the floor
characters.
falls away and you all die.
So quickly do that. I'll just be
Awesome.
two super quick seconds. We've got a slightly barky dog I'm going to need to deal with. I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, cool there. So I guess we all sort of know what we're sort of looking for then.
Oh. And
So
Lyra,
just-
wonderful to see you in your form again.
She,
Yeah.
because she's a bird and can't respond, she connects with Mind Link to respond. Yes!
Ooh,
Ah, you're a Kalashtar.
Yes!
Yeah, my character I'm playing a barbarian. And I'm a Kalashtar as well, so I can actually, I can do the mind link as well. It's really cool when you're a huge bear and just mind link with someone to be like, hey, can you open this door? I don't have like hands. I don't want to do it like just barging through. Or I was going through all the chests and cupboards going, hey, can you open that? I don't have opposable thumbs.
I'm not quite tall enough to reach this one.
So what does Lyra say?
I forgot what we were talking about entirely. I think Lyra reaches out, and she sort of, I guess her first question is, so I heard everyone talking about an airship. What's an airship?
Oh, nice. I was about to say, I literally, as I was like putting Lumi to bed, I was like, oh yeah, Ali wouldn't know about airships. We should probably have like have Lyra like ask that question. No, you're all over it. Go for it. Carry on.
I can respond, right?
So yeah,
you can respond to me.
Are you speaking to Lockie?
Yeah.
Oh, they are an invention like a ship on the water that uses magical properties or physical properties to fly, much like you do.
Oh, cool. Do they have wings? Like, do they sort of flap up and down, or are they like eagles? They can just glide for ages and ages.
I think it's more of a powered glide. I'm not real. That's a good question. I want to know, how do airships work in this world?
That's a really good question. There are a couple of different designs. There are a number that harness air elementals trapped inside of crystals to provide lift. They are unstable and are prone to having serious problems happen if the air crystal is ever cracked or if the elemental is ever allowed some measure of freedom. Most of them utilize large rings around the outside section. So rather than having masts, it's the hull of the ship, and then these large rings of electrum surrounding the outside, which are then empowered with elemental energy, allowing it to fly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. I'll relay this to Lyra. I'm probably getting a little bit too technical.
Yeah.
I understood some of those words.
It's like, and then the way that the electrum interacts with the sections of the gold plating allows for transmission of ions across the formic barrier, providing lift and thrust. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a Druid and an Artificer.
It's such an unlikely couple, but I love it. Like they just make sense as friends. Oh dear.
But yeah, really, I'm just gonna stick with you guys. I'll keep you safe.
You are ever wonderful. Well, do not worry. I think that these people seem strange, but I don't know. They seem also capable. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see if their character turns out the way that they present themselves.
Agreed.
I think you probably get a better read on them than I do.
You'll soon find out.
We shall.
So yeah, those of you who are taking a long rest, you may benefit from your long rest. Rogar, Lockie, and Lyra. As you begin exploring the ship, the castle, something strikes you immediately as you head out. It is very quiet. There seems to be no people around at all. The kobolds that were occupying this upper level seem to be gone. The ogres are absent. It seems that the castle has been abandoned.
Huh.
So, when we went into that room, and then Resmir and the White Dragon flew off, how many kobolds and stuff? Like, we only saw them like half an hour ago, like before we went into that room.
It's probably been like with you guys mucking around with the gold and coming up and starting your rest and then heading out. It's easily been a couple of hours. Because you guys didn't start exploring straight away. You went down, you filled up your bag of holdings that were gold, and then you've come back. It's taken a bit of time, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, this is full of ogres and kobolds. Not a few hours ago. I'm not quite sure that they've disappeared to.
Yes, that is strange.
I guess we'll just sort of walk around, Owen, and try and find.
Yeah. You
like
guys spend a couple of hours wandering around the castle. As you head down to the lower levels, the airship dock, which Lockie leads you to, is now abandoned. There are no airships docked with the castle any longer.
Ah, I see.
And as you explore the castle, it is eerie. Now, my question is, what areas are you exploring? Are you sort of sticking to the upper and lower sections? Is there anywhere in particular that you wanted to look at and explore?
The castle, no. Like the top tower, I wouldn't go to. The other
You're
two.
not going to go near the top tower? Okay.
I mean, like the other. I would sort of talk to Lockie because he's been here like for so long. He knows. I say, Lockie, do you have any idea where they might keep any like parachutes or other such apparatus for us to escape this safely?
You do know, Lockie. You know that on the lower floor, I'm going to drop you guys off down here. You know that on the lower floor, there are indeed sections where you can find tokens which allow for Featherfall to be applied to a person. So I'll bring you guys across to here. There you go. Those of you who don't have characters here, you won't be able to see anything, sorry. You know that down in the main cultist area, down in the barracks, there are a collection of Featherfall tokens, which basically is a single-use Featherfall spell.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they have a great store of these. I'm not sure if they made them themselves or stole them from another flying city, but...
No, that's fine. We, I think it's in our best interests to take these tokens.
I think you're
Use
probably
them
right.
safely.
Sure.
But, with all the disappearance, everyone gone now than Owen, I don't think there's really much else for us to do. What did we discuss about the prisoners again? Like, because I remember you guys talking about like there's no one really around to find. Is that what they were saying?
No prison.
Okay.
But in that case, if it is abandoned, I would like to go and look for to see if the red wizards are still around and try and collect some evidence.
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me bring you down to the lower floor then. And I'll bring you as well, Azure, because I'll just have everyone stick together. How about that? Here we go. And
so what
Mira,
I'll
you
do
should be there
is
too.
because
No,
there's
try that again.
sorry, I'll just sort of say what we're going to do as well. Because there's not really much time. I've gotten the tokens. I think I might just bring Lockie. I'll like, ask him to come to the engine room, and I'm a magic user as well, so I might actually try and have this thing. Just try and talk to them and see if we can potentially not cause it to crash now that there's no one here, and we might be able to at least save it, and we could potentially use it. I don't know.
So as you come out into the open space of this area down here, you know the Featherfall tokens are in front of you over towards a lower section to the left, which is where Lockie has pointed them out. As you begin walking through this open section and come around the corner, there is a cry from a creature, Lyra, which you instantly recognize as that of a wyvern. Soaring down from one of the upper sections, screaming as it comes around, is a large red wyvern. It shoots across you from about 10-30 feet in front and lands in front of some large wooden doors over towards the northwestern corner of the courtyard. Its claws dig into the wood as it begins shattering the stable doors until, emerging from inside, another wyvern, smaller, more lithe and much smoother scales, crawls out from the wreckage. They put their heads together and nuzzle each other gently.
Oh,
Well, Lyra, I think this might be your expertise.
I think so too. Do you reckon they're friendly?
Yet again, your expertise I've never really seen before.
They
Yeah.
look like they are making nice with each other. I'm not.
But in my experience, they'll often make nice with each other, but generally not others of the same species. I mean, I was well suited to study them as a druid because I could just turn into something really small beneath their notice and do all the studying I liked. I was traditionally not too keen of people, though. And which is saying only to Lockie because only Lockie can hear her right now.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, are you still the bird?
Yeah.
She's still a bird.
He's still a bird.
I'm assuming Lockie communicates this information to the party.
Yeah.
Oh wait, when I asked you a question though, did you at least you responded to me saying,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so that was our little discussion, and when I sort of finished up, then you kept talking to Lockie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She just sort of switches it around as she needs.
Yes. It works, but it's a one-way conversation. So she doesn't understand you.
You can talk back.
Yep, you
I
can
think
go back.
allowed you to talk back.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
in your knowledge-
Seeing the... Oops, sorry.
Sorry, I was wondering because you do wonderful things with creatures. In your expertise or your knowledge or your skill set, is there anything we could do to shoo them away or anything like that?
DM, would she know anything that we could either shoo them away, or would she feel that she is capable of taming these wyverns?
Looking at the wyverns, you know that to scare them off, you're going to have to present them with something that they would find terrifying, something like a natural predator, something that they would be scared of. To tame them, whoa, one of them's already clearly been imprisoned in the stables over there. Oh man, like, you think that's going to be a tricky one, taming it, but you can absolutely walk up and try and make an animal handling check. 100%. You can do like a hiccup, just put your hand out. Absolutely.
Nice, dragon. Okay, I think she drops the wild shape just back to her human form, and she sort of communicates to the others. She's sort of like, "Yep, we might not be able to tame them, but if you guys could think of a way that we can make something that looks like a predator and scare them off."
Lockie's leg buckles slightly as she appears on his shoulder. But yeah.
Oh yeah, she gets off his shoulder.
As you guys are talking, yeah, nice. As you guys are talking, the wyverns begin taking flight, and with a cry begin flying up higher and higher. Again, the shadows cast over you as they move above you before flying up to one of the upper sections of the castle.
Well, there goes that problem.
Could not have put it better myself.
If there's anything else in the stables that could be released.
Absolutely, yeah. Did you all want to head over that way, or is it just going to be Mira?
Lyra's keen to go.
Yep, I'll come to you.
Yeah, I'll go.
Well, let's bring you guys all across. As you step through the stable doors, you can see clearly this space was once utilised for housing various creatures, specifically creatures of a draconic nature. There's clearly spaces where you think the wyverns would have been kept. A number of the pens, just delete some of the dynamic lighting because it's completely pointless in here. A number of the pens look to have been maintained very poorly. There's signs of like scales that have been chipped off or broken. Food sort of rotting over in the corner. It looks like whatever was kept in here was not well cared for.
Can Lyra collect the dropped scales?
Yeah, absolutely. You can add 6 wyvern scales to your inventory.
Nice.
Of course you can. Now, Mira, did you say you wanted to investigate the chambers of the Red Wizard?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I will. Are you bringing people with you, or do you want to go check it out yourself?
Well, a little bit of backup wouldn't go astray, actually.
I'll come with you.
Do we want to stick together or do we want to split?
We should split the party.
Always a great
It's up to
idea.
you guys. I can't make that decision for you.
I still wouldn't mind trying to maybe like at least attempt to stop the castle from not being completely destroyed.
You do have 2 days, if that's any indication, if that helps at all.
So that's
Also-
why I might get Lockie to try and do some stuff, because maybe we might be able to use it like against the cult later on. I don't know. It's something to do for 2 days.
My understanding of how it was working is that it's just focused on the point, and we were going to have to take out the crystal to make it fall. So I think as long as we don't touch the crystal, it should just go to the location, right?
So Mira, you know from your interactions with that gemstone that gemstone was just a way of harnessing power. Like the problem was that all the mechanisms of the castle are fully functional, but there's no one knows how the giants powered it. No one knows how it was given power. The cult rectified that by using necromancy and powering it with life force through that dark gemstone. By you blocking off the gemstone, there's now no way to provide any extra power to this device. And you know that the cult were regularly having to sacrifice people to this thing.
Okay, so it's going
to give it power. So,
right.
And you've effectively disabled that crystal by your actions.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Yeah.
So unless you can find another way to power it.
I don't have access to elemental magics. I mean, I don't know fire. I have some fire. Do smoke.
Do smoke. I just let out a snort of ice breath. No. But I do have some elemental magic that could be channeled, potentially.
I might be able to help with the summoning an elemental part. I'll need to have a good night's sleep, but I can probably do something.
That sounds interesting.
I have no idea how it would work, though. I've never asked them to do anything like this before.
That's part of this job description, my dear.
Yep, classic Tempest Guild.
Yeah. Right, so just a quick look in the quick little sticky beak in the red wizards, and then yeah, I agree, Jared. We need to keep this castle up. Whoops.
Alrighty, well, you guys are welcome to move yourself. I shall tell. I should drop you the door. Let's just.
I have no idea
speed.
what to do. Like 2 days.
Yeah, you come up to the door. What are you guys doing? This is where the red wizards were previously.
Hey, there's a kobold there.
Is there? Oh yeah, there shouldn't be. My bad. Carry on.
Azure, did you want to do the honors?
You can finally see if Roger's there.
For those who don't know, Azure got by talking to this person last time by pretending he was looking for someone called Roger. That's how he avoided being burnt to a crisp by the red wizard.
And for all of you listening, Roger is actually a real person. And
Roger is a real person.
His name is Roger.
Roger. Yeah, Azure, over to you if you wanna do the honors.
Yeah. I will make my way in. Sorry. I'm just walking.
As you open the door and walk in, you see the bald figure from before, that strange, tattooed figure who spoke to you, who you tried to speak to about Roger before, deep in thought, sort of looking out over the window, while another figure dressed in these red robes, male, bald head, who you recognize from the town of Green Nest, standing next to him, sort of looking through a book. And as you open the door and step in, they both spin around in confusion and look at you and go,
"Oh my god!"
The one who you don't recognize turns around. The one who you spoke to about Roger turns around and goes, "What are you doing back in here? Your friend isn't here. Fuck off."
I'm so sorry. Roger seriously told me he was going to be here today.
Who the fuck are you?
I could ask you the same question. Who are you?
I am Rathmodar, Red Wizard of the Thay, and you shall show me respect, or I shall burn you alive. You pitiful excuse for a man.
Hey,
if you
Owen.
interrupt my studies one more time, I will throw you off this tower
Owen.
myself. Yes?
I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna peel back from the crowd. I'm gonna turn into a nondescript human.
Yep.
I'm gonna walk in and go, Azure, I've been looking for you everywhere. I said we'll meet here at this time and day. Good to see you, friend. I am Roger.
Roger. Oh my goodness, it's been years. Thank God you're okay. Son.
Who are your good friends here?
Make me a deception check right this second, Jared.
I get advantage on that though, because I'm trying to pass off as
You
someone
do,
else.
yeah, because you're disguised as someone else.
And that's the
Azure, thank you. 6 for Azure. Come on, let's see. 23-17. As you step in, disguised as this nondescript human figure, what did you finish with? Who are these friends you're here with?
Yes.
We are not his friends. Zaba, get these fools out of my study. First, those damn kobolds come in prattling about some intruders to the castle, interrupting my studies. It is unacceptable. He strides over towards a desk. You can see inside the room there are stone figures, very sort of strange stone statues around the room. The other figure steps towards and goes, "Yes, you must leave right this second. You have disturbed the rest of Rathmodar. Get out of here this instant."
Well,
sorry.
yes, quite sorry indeed.
It was an absolute mistake on our part.
Azure, what a cock up this has been.
I kind of like grab Brazier around the shoulders, and I lead him back. I'm like, the pub is this way. Come on.
Oh, hold on though, friends. Everyone else has left. Why are you still here?
As you refuse to leave and continue talking,
we're
spins
moving
around.
We're walking out of the room.
You said that to me, yeah? You said that to me.
Oh no, I said it to him. I just want to know why he's still here.
As you continue prattling on and talking, Rathmodar spins around and points at you. I believe that's 10-foot radius sphere. So he's actually going to target. This is going to hit. This is going to hit everyone because he's not targeting Azaba. So everyone, I need you to roll me a wisdom save as he. You continue to prattle on. He just points and goes, "Silence." And throws out some sort of crazy spell.
Oh, hang on, I've got advantage on that.
You
do. Rolling that one.
Natural 20. So we've got from Lyra, we have an 8.
11.
One roll. 11 is the second. Azure is a 9. Jin is a 13. Talari is a natural 1. Actually, I've left Talari back at the having a rest. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. I was going to say he stay behind to see if he could make his bedsheet idea work as a parachute.
Perfect. And Lockie, natural 1. Mira, natural 20. So Mira passes.
So I didn't.
Everybody else. Let me just double check. Yeah, everybody else.
Okay, I'm going to use. My
everyone else fails. Inspiration to roll that again. Yep, absolutely.
Damn it!
11. Everybody else fails. As you, something happens. There's this moment of strange warpage of your vision, and you find your mind twisting and moving away. Images of nightmarish creatures begin rising from the stones around you, everyone who failed. What I need you to do is I need each of you who failed to roll me a d10, and we are going to be in initiative for this as well, because we need initiative.
Okay.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, and if you wanted to see what Rathmodar looks like, I've put him in the chat, and I've also put Azaba Joss in the chat as well. If you were curious about what they look like, they look cool as shit.
Oh, they do.
Fuck you, Azvara.
Asbara. The context that is, Ali has played a little bit of Horde of the Dragon Queen before, and the bit where she died and last got to was being killed by Asbara Joss.
In this very hallway, I might add.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Just a special treat for you, Ali. We've just brought you back to kill you again. I'm actually just a sadist. Is that
as long as you don't
TPK,
like... I'm fine.
Lyra, I better add you to the turn. What did you get? You got an 8, did you?
Good question. Yeah, 8.
Yes. When you roll initiative, if you click on your token, it'll automatically add you to the initiative order, which is super cool.
I messed that up.
That's cool.
That's okay. I'll add a turn for you right now, Lockie. And what was your initiative?
12.
12 for Lockie. Alrighty. And let me just sort by highest to lowest. And let's have some slightly more intense music. So, we're going to go in order. So, Azure, you're up first. I need you to, at the beginning of your turn, roll me a d10.
Roll a 6.
Oh, you rolled a 6. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, you don't move or take actions this turn. You may now make another Wisdom saving throw to try and break this effect.
So, I was going to ask, can I use Stillness of Mind?
That's a good question. That's an action, isn't it, to do Stillness of Mind?
So you can use an action.
So you can't take actions, unfortunately. So you'll have to make the Wiz save. This is one of the only things that Stillness of Mind does not help, which is amazing given the spell is Confusion. And if anything, Stillness of Mind should. Do you know what? I am actually going to rule. I am going to DM rule, because of the thematics of Stillness of Mind and the spell Confusion. I think that makes sense that you should be allowed to use Stillness of Mind for that. At rules as written, it doesn't look like you can, but I'm going to allow it because that makes sense to me. So yeah, you just focus, concentrate. The confusion ends. You find yourself in command of your own body again. But at the end of your turn, so you don't.
That's fine.
Actually, no. Sorry, no, because it's an action. You've still got bonus action and movement if you want to take it.
Okay. Well, I turn around and my whole demeanor has changed. So I'm no longer jovial Azure. I point my finger at him, and I say that what do I say? Something really cool. What would be really cool? You bring nothing but death and horror to this plane of existence. By the light of God himself, I cast you down, and I point my hand at him. By all that is good, and I cast with my bonus action. I cast Searing Arc Strike.
Woo!
So I
Chuck
pull
it
my
in the
hands
chat
back,
so we can have it.
and I cast Searing Arc Strike at him.
Yeah.
Which is 11.
DC
damage.
Dexterity. Yeah, I'll make a save to see if he passes because it's a DC 14 Dex save. The thing I will say is that, oh no, Andrew, the only way you can do this is after you take the attack action on your turn.
Ah, right, okay. Well,
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
What we'll do, I'm assuming you'll use that next time, so I'll keep that damage and I'll.
No, that's alright. I'll just use Radiant Sunbolt instead. I can use Radiant
That
Sunbolt.
might be an action. I think that might be an action as well. Double check, but I'm pretty confident that's an action as well.
I can use 1 key point to make the special attack twice in action.
As an action?
No, sorry, as a bonus action. When you take the attack action, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action, and you can use this attack as any of the attacks using the extra attack feature.
You need to take the attack as an action.
When you take the attack action, unfortunately. So you've done Stillness of Mind as your action. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You've definitely got movement,
okay.
though.
That's alright. It's all good. I will legitimately just say that, and
I like it. The
I
slow
point my
burn, like
finger
the
at him,
anticipation of what's going to happen to him is building.
You just wait. You just wait.
Yeah.
There is serious pain coming to you from heaven.
As Barajos, not expecting this, spins around in confusion as Rathmodar just points and casts this clearly casts this spell. Points around and goes, "Master, what are you doing? We have a pact with these people. What are you doing?" "Silence, you piece of scum. I do what I wish." As Bara takes no actions on his turn. He is confused and not expecting this. Lockie, I need you to roll me a d10.
I did. I got a 4.
A 4. As you roll a 4, where's my spell? The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn. You may make a whiz save to end the effect.
Okay. I will do that. That come through?
Natural 1. That's a shame.
Okay.
As this effect is like clearly warping your operating system.
Yeah, I can use inspiration.
Yes, you can use your inspiration.
I will do that.
Absolutely. 11 is still not quite enough. Sorry, Lockie.
That's fine. Alright, so what you see happening in Lockie is he's frozen, like you would imagine, like a rust-covered robot to a frozen. And on the side of his head, on the left temple, flush, so it's still rounded, with his skull, is a large cog. There, where his ear would be, and you see that ticking and trying to, but like a cogwood machine is just sort of like stuck on a tube.
Absolutely, very nice. Roger is next up in the initiative order. Roll me a d10, please. For podcast listeners, that is Jin disguised as Roger. Oh, you there, Jared? Oh no, we might have lost Jared.
Red Wizard too powerful.
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's back. You're
Sorry,
back.
sometimes because once I dropped this mic like weeks back, it's just been a bit shoddy, which really sucks. It still works though.
That does suck.
Okay. I rolled a 4 like way back.
Oh, did you? Okay, so yeah, again, nothing happens. You take no actions. You can make another whiz save to try and get out of the effect.
So yeah, what can I do? So I just can't take actions.
So you can't. So Doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Doesn't move or take actions. Okay, I'll try and obviously do a whiz, but is that at the end of my turn?
End of your turn, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of each of its
bonus
turns.
actions.
Yeah, actually, as written, doesn't say that you can't take bonus actions. I think it's implied, but I'm happy to allow a bonus action.
Because I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on myself to give to... Yeah, I'm going to just give myself Bardic Inspiration.
I think that's allowed. I think Bardic Inspiration... I was thinking like an attack bonus action, not so much, but something to sort of... Would that have changed your turn a bit, Lockie?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, do you want to recon?
What would you have done? What would you have done?
I would have used bonus action for defensive build. So around down the sides of his torso, they're little whirring and spitting, and then around him you'll see a shimmer.
Oh, hold on a sec. Sorry, really
I think
sorry.
That makes sense.
I'm just reading the confusion quickly. It's up to you how you want to do it. It says the creature
doesn't move or take actions. Yeah, I'm actually going to allow some bonus actions because the way I read it is that the confusion spell just affects your ability to react and things like that. I think if you were perceiving danger and you were confused, I think like a Bardic Inspiration or like defensive field, I think those things make sense. And I'm happy to allow them as written. Just simply because of a flavor thing, it sounds really cool as well.
Okay, cool. Alright. So it's wound up and it's like this little snake field with this across the top of his skin.
Absolutely. You may give yourself a Bardic Inspiration for your Wisdom save, Jin.
Yes. So as I'm sort of standing there and I'm sort of dumbfounded, I'm sort of stumbling around in my 5-foot area, I guess I have. I'm just sort of trying to sort of regain my senses. Everything's rocking. I start sort of trying to just soothe myself. So I'm just under my breath. I'm sort of muttering a lullaby. Like I can't really even move my mouth too much. But I have enough to get through, just like a little bit of chanting, I guess, or like just a little song.
Absolutely.
So then I sort of try and start calming and soothing myself down. So everyone just sort of hears this sort of like really like sort of low melody. I'm not even using my instruments or anything. I'm just purely using my voice. So that makes more sense too, I guess. Why I can even do the spell because it's more of a song. Or the Bardic Inspiration. So yeah, I'll use Bardic Inspiration. Let's roll a whiz save. That's a 9, which will probably be a fail, but I do get 1d8. 5, so that's 14.
14 is the DC.
Oh.
Rogar, you shake off this effect as you sort of focus and channel and withdraw into yourself. You're able to shake off the magical effect of this confusion at the end of your turn.
Cool. Okay. So I do have who is it? Asbara Joss in front of me.
Right in front of you.
So
who has turned his back is to you currently. He's looking at Wrath in confusion and alarm.
And I can't move.
Turn. No.
Okay, so I'm just really going to stand there and just sort of, I guess I can use a reaction, so I just sort of have to stand here though.
Absolutely. Lyra, your first combat of the Lost Archives.
Woo!
With your least favorite enemy in all the world.
Revenge.
Good first fight.
Is very
Revenge
sweet.
will be sweet. Alright, so as the only bonus action that I can do, I'm going to use my other wild shape and turn into a giant constrictor.
I think a reactionary bonus action wild shape makes sense in the context of confusion. Probably. Actually, do you know what would be even funnier? I want you to roll me a dice to see what you turn into. Give a bit of randomness to it, just for
Why not?
What kind of dice?
D6, and we'll go 1, 2 is giant elk, 3, 4 is giant snake, 5, 6 is direwolf.
5.
5. That is direwolf.
Direwolf it is.
You watch as Lyra's form shifts and changes as she grows into a direwolf form. I will quickly give you control of this token, and we will move Lyra to a safe location.
Do I also get the wisdom save? The end of turn save?
Yes, absolutely. Of course you do. 100%. There you go. And I'll just move Lyra.
Nice.
Double 19.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you're completely fine as you shake off this effect at the end of your turn.
Alright, that does hurt.
Just move Lyra over there. Just keep you safe. Alright, perfect. And you are now in the form of a direwolf. Do you want to describe what your direwolf form looks like? Because these guys have never seen it before.
Oh, and I can't see the map anymore.
Oh, sorry, there's one more thing I need to do, and that's actually give you vision. Sorry, that was my bad.
She's still with Lyra. But no, Lyra's dire wolf form
you
is
go.
a
should be
mostly
good now.
grey-silver giant wolf with sort of very bright red flecks through the top of her head and her tail and her back. Similar colour that what her hair is. But yeah, just giant stinking wolf.
Almost precisely that token, in fact.
Yeah, funny
Strangely
that.
enough. Cool. Alrighty. So you have passed. So next on to Wrath Modar. Now Wrath is going to... He's just been talked back. He's going to call out, "Get out of my room!" And he looks like he is preparing another spell in his hands as he sort of begins moving his fingers around, muttering something under his breath. But he doesn't take any further actions for the moment. Mira.
What? Oh,
What
sorry.
would you like to do?
Okay, so these guys are in the middle of the thing. I've heard Azure's call, and she, with her new level, is just going to just conjure an enormous point of light in her eye or socket that streaks forward and launches a fireball right in the middle of the room.
Nice.
Oh my god. Okay. As you go to cast Fireball, Wrath Modar
Oh.
waves his hands as a reaction. What level is your Fireball?
Or
4. As you bring this like powerful fire energy up to bear and fling it into the room, as it enters, Wrath Modar holds his hand up. The fireball catches in his hand and fizzles out to nothing. And he looks at you and goes, "You dare attack me with paltry fire magic? I'm a red wizard of the Fae. How dare you?" That's what he says.
in that case, I will use my meta magic to do, what can I do? Quicken spell.
Okay.
Yeah. So quicken spell, 2 sorcery points, change casting time for bonus action. So my bonus action will be, she'll just kind of bring that fist, the red fist back into her, and she says, "Fine," and she will cast Ice Knife at him instead from her other hand.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. He's used his reaction, so yeah, give me a roll. I think it's a spell attack for Ice Knife from your room.
So it's a attack. Did it attack? No.
Hasn't come through just yet.
There it is, 15.
15 is enough to hit.
What?
Just
So you take
roll me some damage.
what? Take only 1d10, but then you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
And it's the DC of 15.
I rolled an 18 for the dexterity saving throw.
So you'll take half of this
Mhm.
as the knife explodes, and anyone within 5 feet also has to take that.
So just him, yeah. So as you fling this icicle of this icicle of ice, this icicle into the room, and it spears into his shoulder, he cries out, and then it explodes into these shards of ice, these razor sharp shards, which cut across his robe and chest, dealing some damage. As it does so, right at the last second, he's able to sort of put a little bit of a protective barrier between him and this spell effect, negating some of the damage. Anything else on your turn, Mira?
I will just move back a little bit out of the doorway to usher my more tanky friend through. Yep, I'll do that.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
Azure, you are up next.
Okay.
Because you passed the wisdom, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You passed, yeah. You got
okay.
full actions. You're back to your normal self.
I stepped
hold
in
on.
the room.
Just be careful. If you do walk past as Barra, you might have an opportunity attack.
Oh,
You can punch him in the face!
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Sorry, I should have been thinking about this whole line.
No, you're all good.
No, all good.
Alright, I am going to... I swing my quarterstaff out and I just run in to attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no... I call out, by the light of heaven, and I swing my quarterstaff around to attack.
At Asbara, the red wizard next to you.
No, I'm making a run for this.
Okay, as you run past Asbara, he sort of calls out in alarm, realizing now that something's going on, and he tries to make an attack with a small dagger against you, but he actually drops the dagger in his attempts to stab you, and it clatters to the floor. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, damn.
As it clatters to the floor as you just run past, and you start wailing on Rathmodar. Absolutely go for it.
That is a natural 20.
Yes!
Oh boy.
And
oh dear. Go on, roll me some damage. Let's see it. So one-handed.
Are you
8.
doing it two-handed?
Two-handed.
So that's going to be 8 plus another 8 because it's a d8 because we're doing the maximum critical damage. So Ali, so that you know, when we do crits, rather than doubling the dice damage, what we do is you get 1 full dice and then whatever you roll plus your bonuses. So you get an extra full dice basically. Just because it's slightly better for criticals, it means that if you roll a natural 1 on your damage, it's not just a complete waste of a crit. You're always going to do a bit of extra damage. So I'm a huge fan of that as a variant rule. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
So that's going to be 16 points of damage as you just crack across his face. He seems genuinely surprised. As you run in and just smash him, he was not expecting this.
Good. So I imagine that I've run in and I've leaped up. I've swung this quarterstaff two-handed. As I've cracked him in the head, I plant the quarterstaff next to me, and I use my momentum, and I double kick him with a. I actually get 2. Sorry, I should start that again.
You get a second attack.
I land on my feet, and then I swing back.
Yeah.
And make a second quarterstaff attack. That is a 19.
19 is going to hit.
And 6 damage for that one.
6 more damage.
And then I use a key point, and I use the momentum, and I kick him twice with 2 unarmed strikes.
Absolutely.
So 12 to hit the first one, so that
not quite enough.
Miss.
10's not quite enough either. But that was fantastic. That was your first 2 hits were incredible as you smash into him. He was not expecting this. As you rush in and smack him across the face twice. With this incredible series of quarterstaff attacks, he's sort of reeling, stumbling back, blood pooling from the bruises now forming on his face. He did not see that coming. Anything else on your turn? I think that is your.
It's pretty much it. I think.
Actions, bonus actions, movements. Asbara, seeing his mentor and leader currently under attack, is going to cast. Thunderwave, 5, 10, 15. Yes, he's going to cast Thunderwave, 5, 10, 15. So Azure, Roger, Mira, 5, 10, 15. Yep, just Azure, Jin, and Mira. I need you all to make me dexterity saving throws as Asbara fires out this wave of thunderous force. Wow, you all pass.
Oh, it's 13 to DC.
13's the DC.
Oh my god.
He's got slightly less DC than Asbara. So on a pass save, you guys are going to take less than this.
I take
you
0
take
damage.
4 damage. You take 0, because you're a monk. Damn you, monk. You take 4 damage, 4 thunder damage as this blast of thunderous wave leaps out from him, but seems strangely sort of reduced. The effect is weaker. Maybe the stones are blocking it. Maybe you guys.
He might be rattled as well from when he tried to drop his knife and everything, and he was trying to.
Absolutely, yeah. He's definitely rattled. He was not expecting this. He's not going to do anything else. There's nothing else he can do at this stage without. Yeah, he has to stay where he is. Lockie, I believe you have to make another D10 roll for me.
D10 roll? Yep.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
He's the Terminator now, guys.
Alrighty, I can hear you furiously typing.
Furiously.
10. You can move and act normally.
Yes. Okay.
But does that still mean he has to do his wisdom save?
He still has to do a whiz save at the end, but he can move. Oh, actually, I
Okay.
should make it. I need to make a concentration check for Rathmodar. Let me quickly make a concentration check. The effects might be over anyway, because I'm pretty sure confusion is a concentration spell.
So you took what,
concentration
2 bouts of damage, so that's 2 rolls.
Two bouts of damage. I'm going to make 2 concentration checks. Let's have a look. And the damage that he took was
16.
16.
6.
And he fails. He fails on the very first one. The concentration check is gone. That spell is ended immediately. Lockie, you didn't need to make that, but you made it, and it was cool as shit.
Yeah. Alright, so Lockie's gonna step to the side here so you can see him. He's gonna swing, as his action, he's gonna sling the bag off his shoulder. It's gonna land on the ground and spill open. Inside, you see bits and like a panel of metal here, a little cog there, all these little bits and pieces, seemingly just broken, just junk. But as he opens the bag, they get like this little arcane shine, and like magnetically they start and attaching to him, and he goes from this slightly hunched, lanky figure to this big, like
hulking monstrosity.
Monstrosity of a metal man, and then from the center of the armor that is now on him, there's a single small cog, which let me just change something here. Sorry, which fires out for 15 feet and lands just next to our wizard friend here. And as it does, there's a little tendril. Big boy. Is that Big Boy?
That's he's not so much a big boy. It's just he's the main dude.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So this little cog keeps like a small electric current flowing between him, and you watch his entire body, like all the cogs and gears, like jam against each other and build up tension and shatter. And as they do, they follow the path the cog went, and he reassembles himself right there.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's action and bonus. And he's just going to stand there and, hello there.
I kind of like the Star Wars droid. Roger.
Roger!
Oh man, Roger, exactly. Roger. It's your turn.
Cool.
Roger. Oh no.
Okay.
You've activated my trap card.
Okay, so I've got Asbaro Joss here. So, quick little sort of gauging their capabilities again. I keep doing this sort of, I guess, with Illyrian. But Asbaro Joss and this guy over here, obviously, just sort of judging their capabilities quickly, this guy seems to be the #1 honcho, or this guy is sort of more like the sidekick. You've
definitely seen Asbara deferring to Rathmodar's judgment straight away, and his instructions. Like when Rath told him to get you guys out, he immediately obeyed without question.
Right. Well, look, I think I'm going to try and incapacitate him. I'm going to use Tasha's Hideous Laughter. He has to roll a Wisdom saving throw.
I better make a Wisdom saving throw. For Asbara Yoth. That is a 5. I'm guessing that fails.
Yeah, so that fails.
He falls prone.
Yeah, as Azure has rushed past and I've seen this cog just flying through the air, and Lockie is sort of appearing right next to this main dude. What's his name again? Sorry.
Rathmodar.
Rathmodar. So as they sort of rush him and do some nice damage and other such things, Asbara's dropped his dagger. He's tried to cast a spell to no avail. He's sort of, he did a little bit of damage, but he's sort of panicking a little bit. And then suddenly he sort of strickens up a little bit, like sort of like a shiver runs through his spine, and then he just starts cackling in laughter. So much so that he falls prone to the ground, just cackling with laughter, and just like suddenly all these things have just hit him.
Well, you hear it. You hear him go, Wrath, I believe... As he falls to the ground.
So yes, so I sort of say to everyone in my free action, let's just leave him out of this for now. Let's focus on him, and we can come back.
This is horrifying. I can't stop. I'm in terrible agony.
But
I see. Yeah.
And I will say though, I will stay back though, just to, in case he does get back up and I can just jump. And then I'll go over here
Yep.
into the room.
Yeah, he can't make opportunity attacks. He's incapacitated. Carry on.
I might just move over here. Oh no, I'll come over here actually.
Mhm.
Just trying to move around a bit more. And then I will bonus actions. I'm gonna throw out another bardic inspiration. I'm gonna chuck on an Azure, so Azure can have a bardic inspiration. So
Nice.
for the podcast listeners, so as I sort of cast, all these things happen and I cast that spell, obviously forcing Azbara, Joss, to fall down prone in laughter, I'll then sort of just sort of step over him as he's just crackling with laughter, and I'll sort of pop over here actually, and then I will get my pan flute out, and then I'll start doing a jaunty little tune as Azure starts feeling this sort of power well up inside him, and he just feels like he just is a little bit more, just a little bit more power is within him. And I think
I love
that's
it.
my turn.
That's a +6 roll to any roll, isn't
It's
it?
a +8 actually, because I think
Plus
I
eight.
+8.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah, it's actually +8's really good. So that can be ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So I mean, like saving throw might be really good considering we're dealing with wizards. So it's up to you. The good thing about Tasha's Hideous Laughter too is Bara needs to keep rolling it every turn. But if he does pass it, it's at the end of his turn, so he does effectively just miss out on one turn anyway. So hopefully that'll keep him down for a few turns there. But yeah, I think
Exactly
that's,
right.
I think that's pretty much my turns.
I love it. Alrighty. Next up in the initiative turn is Lyra.
Here comes a druid, here comes a druid.
And I'm muted. Okay, so Lyra is going to quickly measure how far away this is. Okay, so Lyra is going to charge through this way, get a look in the room, and then stand on this side of Big Bad Dude.
Fantastic.
Actually, nope, sorry. Record. Okay, within 5 feet of an ally. She's gonna stand on this side of
Absolutely.
the bad guy.
Absolutely.
And-
Get yourself some pack tactics, baby.
Yep, and then she's gonna bite with advantage for the pack tactics.
Absolutely.
So 25 to hit.
Nice.
That's a
crit.
crit. That's gonna be. That's
When
so.
she
That's
rolled
gonna be
13,
13 plus
2d6.
another 10. No, plus another 12.
Woot
Oh,
woot!
nice. 25 damage.
Wow. As you rush in, something about this guy. You really just feel that he has wronged you deeply in some way. You're not sure how or why. Something fills up with this guy. And you charge in and bite down, crushing his chest in your powerful jaws. You feel your teeth puncture one of his lungs. Warm blood flows into your mouth and down your throat, and it feels good.
She is
Anything
very
else you'd
happy
like to
with
do?
herself. Nope, that's all good. She's happy.
Alrighty. Wrath Modar is not liking this at all. He points towards one of the statues behind and goes, "Help!" And you watch as one of the statues begins moving ever so slightly, almost like one of the weeping angels from Doctor Who,
Oh man. Fuck that.
before twisting and coming to life, moving very slowly towards you guys. Perfect, that has jumped into the initiative order exactly where it should be, I think. Yes, that's exactly where it should be. He is then going to cast... He's going to cast a 3rd level fireball on himself.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. because you watch as he conjures this fireball. I need everyone within 20 feet of him, which looks to be 5, 10, 15, 20. It's literally everyone, including Azaba. I need everyone to make me dexterity saving throws as he drops this fireball. 5, 10, 15, 20. Nope, you're fine. Mira, you're fine. The gargoyle's fine. It's just Azure, Lockie, Lyra, and Azaba who need to make the dexterity saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna use my inspiration and re-roll my
I think
dex.
that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Natural 1 from Azure.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, so we've got 15, 18, 19. All of you pass, you lucky fucks. Let's roll some damage. Oh dear, that's 36. Wow. Wow. Halved to 18.
Oh no, Azaba takes full damage.
Azaba takes full damage. He is still up. Just. So what you see, as Wrath drops this fireball, it just literally explodes outward from him. But his hands sort of move the fire and sculpt it around himself. Almost like he's sculpting the magic away from himself as he uses sculpt spell.
I'll just quickly add.
Yeah.
With Tasha's hideous laughter, at the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has
I'll make a quick whiz
saving
save
throw.
for
It's triggered by damage.
Asbara. That is a pass from Asbara. I'm guessing an 18 passes.
Yeah.
As he's burning alive, he's like, is what you hear. As he blasts out this spell, he is then going to. Yeah, he is going to call out to each of you. You have no idea how much trouble you are in. As he coughs up a bit of blood. Mira,
How much damage is that again,
you're
sorry?
up next. What was that?
How much damage is that again, sorry?
18 halved, so 36 full, 18 halved.
18. Okay.
Mira, you are up next.
So, I am slightly impressed with that. Like this, I am going to just come around here, see everyone kind of in the way. Did you say it was a statue that came to life there?
Yes, this statue over here. I'll delete the ones that have not come to life to make life easier for you guys.
Can I use a reaction? I want to just talk to Mira quickly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's
I'm
fine.
just going to say...
That's a free action.
Okay, free action. Mira, this guy right here, he's out of my spell now. It's been dropped. He's very close to
Mira
death,
can...
so be very well aware.
Mira can tell that because he's no longer laughing. He's just rolling around on the floor screaming.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that.
Kill me! Kill me! Yeah. No, he doesn't say that.
Okay. I mean... Okay, I need to stay now. Can I look down at this guy? I don't really have any reasons. And I'll just say, you have served the wrong master, I believe. And she will do a cone of cold. The breath weapon, sorry.
Absolutely. I think it's a dex save.
Con.
He is prone.
Con
as well.
save.
I don't know how that.
Doesn't affect constitution saves. That's why I was asking if it's a dex save. Oh, it's a 7. That's a fail. How do you want to do this? He's got 3 health left. So you do minimum damage. It's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Just freeze him solid.
I just freeze him solid. Yeah.
Oh,
As he sort of goes to stand shakily, burning, deeply hurt, Mira just looks at him and goes, "Bye." As this ice breath shoots over him, he is frozen solid, and as the force of this ice breath hits him, the frozen body sort of tips slightly back and topples, shattering into 1,000 shards on the floor, as Asbara is destroyed. Lyra, that feels good. For some reason, that feels good.
Very
anything else on your turn, Mira?
satisfying.
No, I am just going to keep ducking behind this wall. I'm on 12 hit points. Yeah. Okay. I'll do a bonus action to regain a spell slot, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's your sorcery points. Azure, you're up next.
Quickly, I think it was pretty cool as well that I was burnt and then got
Frozen.
So it's,
Yeah.
The poetry
it was
wasn't
very
like
poetic.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that my quarterstaff attack was so successful the first time. I use my I spin my quarterstaff around me, almost like it's equidistant on both sides, and then I spin in like a windmill attack, and I hit him twice with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, let's do it.
So 25 and 13.
As your quarterstaff smashes into him, something strange happens. Your quarterstaff just goes straight through him like he's not there. Both
Even
times,
if it's magical?
like he's an illusion. Yeah, exactly. And the figure just stands and laughs. You'll have to do better than that, lad. As your quarterstaff just swings through this now intangible form.
Did he use a reaction of some sort?
You're not sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Yeah, that sucks. Alright, well, I land. So both miss?
They just go straight through him. To your knowledge, the first one should have hit. Absolutely. Like, it was a perfect strike. He was wide open. You had a perfect opportunity. And as you strike down, you expect to meet the resistance of hitting his flesh, but it just goes straight through. And that's enough to sort of throw off your second attack, which just sort of goes a bit wide.
And okay, I land, and I'm kind of confused, and I put my hand out and cast 2 Radiant Sunbolts.
Absolutely.
Thinking that they'll hit.
Oh.
And you're casting them in a straight line through here, correct?
Yes, straight through him.
Okay. As they go through, over by the window where I had placed him before, I'll bring him to the token layer. He is in a straight line.
Oh my
As they go through, they miss his illusion, but they would hit him. So you can roll me some damage.
Wait, what?
Amazing.
You are the best.
Wait.
9 and 7 damage.
Yeah, twice as a bonus
One
action.
was
You can
crit
make
as well.
2 Radiant Sunbolts.
Yeah. So 7 would be the crit roll, technically.
Yeah. So the 7 would be plus another 6. So that's 13 plus 9 is 21. He's going to take the first hit, which is the 9 damage. He's going to take that. And then as that one hits, so as he gets hit, the illusion vanishes. He's then going to quickly throw up his hands as the second one goes to hit him. For a second, another illusion comes in the way and takes the damage, leaving him. But he is panting, standing there looking very hurt as he uses his reaction to try and avoid taking that damage. That was incredible. I never expected that. That was nuts. You've still got movement, Azure, if you'd like to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to move right up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. He failed his con save, that's why the illusion in front disappeared. Lockie, you're up next.
Alright. Well, seeing as Azure's probably got this, looking at this one over here that's come to life and they're not done anything just yet, I'm just going to take my movement, so it's just and charge in.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I'm going to, as he runs, his gauntlets let out this slight whining sound as they power up, and little arcs of lightning crack between his knuckles.
Fantastic.
Take 2 hits with my Thunder Gauntlet.
Oh man, we've been waiting for the Thunder Gauntlets. 14 is not enough, but the 22 definitely is.
Fantastic. So the second one hits him, and that will be 2d8, I believe.
Oh no.
Yes.
Lightning and
Should be bearable.
11 damage as you smash in and begin crashing into him. Alrighty.
Sorry, there's a new character who dis. I just want to check one thing.
New character who dis.
Yeah.
I feel like we might have armor on our hands.
Alright, yep, so.
Do you think you have an armorer?
Sure, that's a subclass.
Alrighty.
He has advantage on attacks against anyone but me. So the way I'm going to hit him right in the chest with Thunder Gauntlet, and it shocks him, and then a little bit of residue hangs around whatever weapon he has that is attracted to my body.
Okay, so if he doesn't have any weapons...
He doesn't? Well...
No, he's made of stone.
He's just attracted to me then.
Well, gargoyles have a very intense mating ritual that involves a lot of multi attacks. So as he is attracted to you, he is going to bite and claw you. Oh my god! I have to show what I just got. I got 2 natural 20s in a row. I'm gonna quickly. I never like to show my screen, but I'm gonna really quickly show my screen just so you guys can see that, because that is insane.
You're showing on chat, like on Twitch.
I'll show it on stream. I'll just do a display capture so you guys can see. There's gonna be a little bit of behind the scenes here. You'll be able to see what I do. Yeah, you should be able to see this now. I'll just bring it across. If you look on stream now. No spoilers, but yeah, I rolled 2 natural 20s. I'm so sorry. This is about to be really bad. All right, let's jump back to the normal viewings. So that's going to be 12 damage for the first one and 11 damage for the second one. It's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be.
That's
actually fine.
Bad.
Never mind.
Yeah.
What's the chances of a double nat 20? That's a good question. What are they? Someone can look up for me the statistics of rolling 2 nat 20s in a row. It's not going to be very high.
Matty boy.
Matty boy's here.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 250 or something. Yeah, it's 1 in 250. So that was 12.
1 in 250.
Yeah.
12 and 11. So 23 total.
Ouch. A little bit of ouch.
Alrighty.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Reaction?
Yeah, reaction on an attack. Because I have a shield in my other hand, so...
Yep.
Hit my lead attack, expend 1 charge shield, and push the attacker 15 feet. Oh.
If he gets pushed into the wall, he takes
wall.
damage, correct?
Is there's no window nearby?
Over here.
15 feet?
Man.
15 feet?
Is it within 15 feet?
5, 10, 15. You push him to the edge of the window.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. So
the angle's not quite right, but rule of cool, I love it. I'm going to allow it because it's hilarious.
This is all he's ever wanted, Owen.
I know. I just want to make.
Tell you what, I'll tell you what. He's right on the ledge. Why don't I make a dexterity saving throw to see if he manages to stay on? How about that?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Natural 1. 2 nat 20s and a natural 1. You just as you blast him with his defensive shield, he just goes whee. Just disappears from view as he gets shot out the window. Wow, what are the chances? Fuck me, that's amazing. Oh my god. 2 20s and a 1. My god. That is insane.
You got to do the thing. You got to do the thing.
He's so happy. Listen to his little voice. He's a happy chap. Yeah, you just as you blast it. I'll take it off the initiative order. As you blast this thing that's not right. I can't say that. As you blast this thing back, as it gets to the edge, it sort of teeters and falls, and then the wind just catches it and pulls it out. Illyrian, your turn. You just watch as this gargoyle just gets yeeted out the window. Yeet.
So we're gonna step in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just do some snap centers. Okay, I'm gonna stand here. That's 30 feet from where I am. I'm gonna use
Absolutely.
Hexblade's Curse as a bonus action. So that's not the spell. That's just the ability.
Yep.
So that basically just means against the cursed target, 3+ bonus to damage roll, score a critical hit on a roll of 19 and 20. Regains its HP. So I'm just gonna go with the classic Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast. Let's see it.
Smack it.
Yep.
So
13's not quite enough.
22.
22 is 6 force damage. Wow, this guy is not a happy man. So is that a
force damage plus 3, so 9? because of the next
Yep, plus 3 more damage. Oh, yeah, he's looking pretty hurt. Anything else in your turn, Illyrian? Do you want to move at all?
Actually, I might. How much should I use to get there? Maybe like use 15 feet.
15 feet to get there, yeah.
20...
You just back out of the room. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go like.
You
there.
just come in, just shoot some Eldritch Blast, and then just doot back out of there. Lyra, you are up next.
Alright, so she is going to... Wait, how many distances is that? More than enough.
Oh, yeah,
Alright, she's going to pop on this side.
Yep.
And do her wonderful pack tactic, fight again.
Fantastic, let's see it. Another crit would be good.
14 to hit?
14 is... 14... Yeah, no, I think 14 does...
That was it.
Yeah, 14 hits! 14 hits!
Alright, so she's just tearing another big chunk out of him. And I forgot to ask this last time, but can I also get a DC 13 strength save from him?
Yes, you can. 12. I think you might be muted, Ali.
Whoop. You there?
12. Yep, 12, so that's a fail, I think.
Woohoo, yep, failed. So
Did you say 13 save?
He's now prone.
He's actually not though, because how do you want to do this?
Alright, so she just full on teeth buried into his neck, and sort of as she pulls her head back, she sprays his innards all the way across that back wall there, essentially giving it a lovely new red paint job.
Yes!
Wow. Oh my god.
And then she looks around for damage, for more people to attack. Who's next?
There, in front of you, there's a man who you've only just met. No. There's no one around you who deserves your damage. With that, we are 100% out of initiative. It's probably not worth counting the 6 turns while that gargoyle falls from the castle in the sky. As you yeet it out the window. Wow. Really nicely done. That must be pretty cathartic, Ali, killing the guys who killed you in a previous playthrough of this.
That was the best. Like, I just can't believe, like, walking through and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that whole way.
I'm not an evil dear. No, I think with that, as you just start tearing this guy's throat out, his red robes stained an even darker color red. As you're sort of like tearing into him, he goes to sort of gurgle something, but you do not give him a chance to speak as you rip out the last of his vocal cords. You are out of initiative. With that, we will do a little bit of a time skip. We will be coming back next session with the castle having arrived at the outskirts of Palin, because at this point... oh no, actually you guys wanted to investigate the engine. We'll do that next session. I think we'll play around with that next session, and then we'll do a bit of a time skip. But for the moment, I think that's a really good place to wrap up. So thank you, everybody. Welcome, Ali, our newest player to the team. Lyra is absolutely fantastic. Loving that character so much. And loving Lockie.
Yeah.
What an entrance. And loving Lockie, Michael's new character as well. That was fantastic. I love the armor-forged Artificer. I'm so stoked someone's playing it. I've made 2 of them that I haven't had a chance to play because I just keep making characters because I'm a massive nerd. Thank you everybody who's been joining us in the chat. I can see we've had a few people coming in and out. We've been raided like 3 times. My god, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks Pixel for bringing a raid. Thank you Everdoa TV who brought in a raid as well. And thank you everybody who's been coming in and watching. We really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. This has been episode 31 of this campaign. We are well and truly on our way. Yeah, thanks so much. I will be back doing some more streaming later on this week with some of the people who are in the chat right now. So I'll see some of you guys super shortly. But yeah, I hope everyone has a really, really good night. Welcome, Ali, to the team. I hope you've enjoyed your first experience live streaming D&D. I hope it hasn't been too scary.
Awesome.
We're all right. We're not the scariest people, and I have to say that the people The people who generally log in and watch our stuff are mostly lovely, caring people. There is this one dude called Matt who goes by Indignation17, who's a massive bully. But apart from that, everyone else. No, I'm kidding. Matt's lovely.
Oh, there's always
One time
one.
he said death. He put down death.
I made a pun and he didn't realize it was my pun. He thought it was like an official thing and he was shitting all over it. And then it turned out it was actually my pun. And he's saying away now.
We're all playing Jasper, and Owen was so proud of this like death detectives thing. And then Matt comes in and Owen's like, "Hey, we're the death detectives." He's like, "Who came up with that? That's so lame."
Yeah.
He didn't realize it was Owen. He's like, "What the fuck? That's so lame."
But it's funny because it's really backfired. Now everyone calls him a bully, and I actually feel bad. So that's kind of backfired terribly. But no, thank you everybody. We will be back next Wednesday, same time, 7:15 for the next session of the Lost Archives Tyranny of Dragons campaign. So thank you. Have a lovely night, and we will see you all later. Say goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Stay safe.